1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. TOM, teachers of Maat. Who am I today? The scribe, been forever, but the name changes with the times. I come from a place where space is home. I go into realms where your face is gone. A change gon' come. As a teen, hypnotized deep in a sleep, party and slumber. 11 life path number, a life of death that's rebirth. Recall realities to re-emerge. Soul purge, I'll lend you frequency like loan words. Before I teach, I spit a poem first. Step on stage, set the stage, car walking, set ablaze, divine fire. The body is divine attire, sewn from words. Sound frequency, awakening dreams. Don't pinch me every day I wake up, it's a home birth. Start from zero to become the heroes. Cycles of time causes expansion of mind. Potential is exponential. Gain XP, what your power made of. I've had to face self, face to fate, a double fate. What will I make of the present? I'm just trying to pet heaven. Twice great, 2 arms up is none to wave. It's nothing to wave. God separate the waters from the waters. Genesis 1 and 6. See, that source is thousands of years prior to a Bible even existing. It's called the Pet, word for heaven. Watchers of noon, primordial, pre-ordered, bringing order in order. Its law the scales will represent. A double gift, re-present, Ray is present. Ra, amen to the God inside. The crown will glow as consciousness grows. So what assignment are you on? Doubles. Bodies from walking. I do my best to do my best. Lead with the left, heart out my chest. By step out of the flesh. On my crown is the Nemez, Corona shining. I do my best to do my best. Lead with the left, heart out my chest. By step out of the flesh. On my crown is the Nemez, Corona shining. Serpent mind winding in alignment. Straight from Orion, the origins. Dig into the root, Kim originals, the oracle speaking. Your aura is gleaming. The sons of God, Amen Ra. Who can't afford a reason to fall below your own means, meaning reaching beyond the firmament ceiling. I see linguistics tricking us deep into sleeping. The way we live inception, I must be dreaming. Doubles, double L, square root, mirrors, reverse the image. My grip is slipping. Almost forgot the point of the mission. Statement, point out all the contradictions. Blatant, truth lives where my eye is foundation. Yeah, co-founded a nation. Dictionary, study, spells can be scary. Etymology, this here is completion. Cycle circles, dualism, wisdom. I peddle flowers. 2 eyes are watching to see through the double realm I'm healing. Never out of what's within him. Infinite reasons, just like my brother Arcad. Always remain calm against demons. Death culture, to be alive here, it's a lie here. They crossed us into thinking that death isn't living. The lies are falling through my palms, arm wide, holes in my hand. The Pope's in command, I demand the throne back. Ancient teachings, I'm a throwback. Picture that, see this moment here is cold that. So black, I see through lies, why they hold that. Ocean motions, I'm flowing through noon in the boats of consciousness. My tongue is rolling, planting seeds, sowing, knee of speaking, untangled quantum DNA, spitting frequencies. I hear Christians scream hallelujah, and this ain't that the name of God is God. I must bring the order back, the scales are tipping. In the court of Allah, moonshine, Tehuti is Yah. This here is Ptah, bulldozing, the one chosen. Focus, when the light hits you, just open like lotus. Melt your mind when in mind time is frozen. Blow minds, my mind is golden. Coat me in gold, I've got a gold coat round me like I'm Tutankhamun. Like his, when you spell my name, put 3 lines in. Scribe, presenting the law's findings. Who's he? I me, an echo of Tehuti. Yes, I do my best to do my best. Lead with the left, heart out my chest. By step out of the flesh. On my crown is the Nemez, Corona shining. We do our best to do our best. on moving. Keep. I had to relearn what a brother is. I had to relearn what a sister is. I had to relearn what a mother is. There is no other him. Watch your mouth, fix your lips. I am learning to compartmentalize what I find with my mentals. I could have been labeled mental voices in my head. If I speak to the wrong one, I'll be diagnosed schizophrenic. Creating pollution you can't escape from with Captain Planet. Where's Captain Planet? And it's exactly how they planned it. It's insanity, stayed in a state of sanity. But I'm the scribe, keep a record on the record, I break records. This, that, MEDU, nature, echo, living, lively, times 3, Trinity. We are not the same, not even similar. Plant the seed, a man receive excellence, adoration, testaments, evaluation, literally. The love is real, yet they be hating. Salutations, I wait to master patience. Acting lackadaisy on your facts, I'm back by conscious beings. I am free, can't lock the wings in. The diction is firm, call me men. A man, 3 in 1, erection, protection, firm. Spitting life into who I speak to like sperm. Creation is a who I earned. The right to fully see it through. The heart as I rise through. Manu, Akut, lost it when I had to find you. I'm through, times 2, dualism, we will align soon. As I meditate in my room, it becomes a space of pure truth aligned with my eyes. Verbiage is time for more than the 2 eyes. I can see the veil underneath that other veil. Focus when I am locked in. I don't need a cell. Tell me you don't see the trap. Tower power over enemies, frozen over hell, reversing spells. Fell from the skies, the body is disguised. If you needed a sign, well this is it. I hope you read between the lines, left, right. After the first step, I write what's left in me. This is destiny, keep on moving, especially if you find blockage. No amount of pushback will stop this. This will get Captain Stone, they cannot top this. Pyro, fire, Va is my attire. Inspire the ones chosen, the ones open, the ones spoken. From times when life was once spoken. Enchantments, Nestle, double tongue in motion. Give, receive, keep moving and move for keeps. Keep it real, keep the master key. I had to master me. Mirror glass shattered in my dreams. I didn't like the image till I realized I am the image of the image. I'm here for keeps, keep your distance. Social gimmicks, our stories told within the hieroglyphics. Mystics, just keep on living, we're gifted. Our stories told within the hieroglyphics. A language living, just keep on living. Keep on moving. Keep on moving. Keep on moving. Keep on moving. Keep. I had to relearn what a brother is. I had to relearn what a sister is. I had to relearn what a mother is. There is no other him. Watch your mouth, fix your lips. Yeah, motivate a nation. Stepping out the spaceship, causing a spaceship. Faced with revealing the spells within this matrix from the Masons. But I'm the architect, best respect, I can architect. Rule your rulership, I hold the heck. Control my thoughts, still move when the game is paused. We speak heck up, this is the best of MEDU nature. Bars like Wi-Fi, we're connected, always on time. Frequency and flow through frequency. I know the power I hold in my throat. Creation, destruction, with every single thing I spoke. Enter, netter, Kurt, show your worth. Heal from all the hurt. Not a single best believe I hold a note. Read between the lines. You're not really lost in that. I hope you find exactly what you are looking for. This is more than words. Taught myself to heal myself. I come from the dirt. No time for slacking or bad habits. Sad tactics of bringing mad, tragic mental processes that lack passion. Spit fire, black dragon. School of hard knocks, send you backpacking. My eyes, when this appears, it's like magic. The fact is, when it's wartime, we go savage. Shield of armor 720, prevent backstabbing all the fiends of good-hearted beings. They don't suit the role, they lack the fashion. So just keep on moving. Keep on moving. Keep on moving. I had to relearn what a brother is. I had to relearn. HOTEP, brother, you're muted.
No, you're still muted.
HOTEP, welcome everybody to the House of Aten Study Guide Sundays. Can you hear me, brother?
Yes, we can hear you now.
HOTEP, peace and love. Welcome to the House of Aten Study Guide Sunday. Ancient Tehuti and Teachings of the NUTI presents the Kemetic History of Creation Stories, reading by Atef Rem Qem Maat. Before I introduce everybody on the panel, we will begin as we do every week with our beautiful affirmation. On the count of 3, 1, 2, 3. Anki en Maat, An en Es, Nintet or Set en Maat, Min Hepapet en Maat, Per en Hu Per Ikut. I live for Maat. I exist within her. I do not speak in the place of Maat. Every day I advance towards Maat. My being is surrounded in darkness. I come forth as conscious light. Welcome everybody to a beautiful show. I'm going to introduce everyone on the panel, including our great general Ahati Maat. Ahati Maat was taught under the great Tehuti Amenhotep Ra. He has been a serious student and teacher of Kemetic culture and history for several years. He has written multiple books, including a textbook called Journey of Your Soul series, essays and articles. Furthermore, he hosts in-person and online classes, weekly podcasts, and periodically creates documentaries. He also has experience in public speaking and academic debating, and he is responsible for the creation of this study guide. Next, we have the mighty scribe Ani Ptah Aten Tehuti, is a representative of the NUTI. He has been searching for the source since a young man and has now found it with Maat, with the guidance of Saba Tehuti, who gave him his name to be a reflection of him as Aten Tehuti. As he continues to dig and implement his studies to create the highest quality of presentations with factual information to teach his people, he also creates sound vibrational tones to heal the soul and break the spells of negative hypnosis. He uses sound vibration and conscious thought to recreate the mindset of the NUTI. Next, we have the mighty Menkhu Ra Meri Maat, is a student of the master teacher Saba Tehuti Amenhotep Ra and a follower of Maat. Menkhu Ra is the head, the festivities organizer at the House of Aten, a cultural enlightenment advisor and a teacher. He's the developer of the Pathways to Awakening and a director and producer of documentaries, researcher of ancient civilizations, and a researcher of knowledge and spells. And your presenter for the night is myself, Atef Rem Qem Maat, the esteemed steward of the venerable House of Aten. As a devoted disciple of the master teacher, the illustrious Tehuti Amenhotep Ra, I proudly undertake the role of the sagacious host for the weekly gathering within the sacred halls of the House of Aten. Here we delve into the profound teachings that illuminate the path of Maat. In the sacred sanctuary of the House of Aten, I guide fellow seekers on a journey of enlightenment and understanding. Drawn from the wellspring of ancient wisdom, our gatherings are profound explorations into the depths of truth, meticulously deciphered through the lens of ancestral artifacts and the profound teachings bestowed upon us by the great Saba Tehuti Amenhotep Ra. My commitment to the pursuit of wisdom extends beyond the confines of our weekly gatherings. As a true-hearted devotee of truth, I strive to embody the essence of Maat in all aspects of life, expressing unwavering love for my people. My soul resonates with the harmonious frequencies of the MEDU nature. I stand as a loyal guardian of Maat, steadfastly defending the sacred principles that govern our existence within the House of Aten. Welcome everybody to Study Guide Sundays. Peace, great brothers. Y'all get some rest.
Peace, Hotep. It seemed like your mic volume just dropped a little bit.
It did?
Yeah, that's weird.
All right, hold on. Let me mess with it a little bit.
Yeah, there we go. All right, peace, great brother Menkhu Ra. How you feeling? What's on your mind, great brother?
Peace, Hotep. I'm Ptah Aten Tehuti. Biological. What is it? What does Saba teach about? Biological imperative is on my mind, and just adjusting to how I've chosen to shift my life, and just doing my best to grow and pay attention to what's happening all around me. Stepping out of the matrix and stepping into Maat has definitely been a beautiful journey, and I'm just trying to keep on my toes and be on my P's and Q's and fight the good fight. Good to see you, good brothers. It was good to be in the presence of Saba last night. He's extremely powerful. Just looking forward to what is in store and what's coming next.
Great. Yeah, it was a great class last night. It was quite long, quite extensive, but the truth is beautiful. So I was there the whole time. I stayed up. How's my sound now, guys?
Sound great.
All right. HOTEP. Yeah, class was wonderful last night, or this morning, I should say.
Yes, it was. Absolutely. Very deep class, very powerful class. Everyone, make sure that you go to Saba Tehuti's pod class and watch that. Support him. Send in your questions to him. Yes, what he's doing is absolutely phenomenal. So before we get started, I'll run down a couple of announcements. First, let's say peace to the first one in the room, Ox Effect. He says, HOTEP Maat, Meri Aut. HOTEP Maat to you. Peace and love to you. Menkhu Ara says, HERU and Meri, solar beings, let's shine together. Woo! Absolutely. To Angela Gates says, peace and love to you, sister. Glad to have you here in class. The wonderful Nefer Keperet, HOTEP and HOTEP and Meri, one of the great secretaries of the House of Aten. I want to give a shout out to her and Ox Effect and Minty HOTEP as well for joining the YouTube membership that we have available. So you can also join the YouTube as a membership you gain different type of perks, and you see the emoji next to their name. That's from joining in. So HOTEP to you all for that. Jay Kirkland is here. Says, HENU Maat, HENU Saba Ani Ptah Aten Tehuti, HENU Saba Tehuti, HENU Ahati Maat, HENU Atef Rem Qem Maat, HENU Menkhu Ara Meri Maat, HENU to the classroom. Yes, HENU to you. Peace and love to you, great brother. And we have Anu and Antu in the chat in the class today. Peace and love. Welcome to Anu and Antu, who says, Anku Ja Seneb, HOTEP, HOTEP, great brothers, HOTEP, everyone. Yes, Tua for being here. We appreciate your presence. Cash Peden is here. Peace, good brother. Haven't seen you in a while. Peace to you. He says, have a feeling this is going to be a good teaching tonight. Yes, every class has been fire. So this is going to be just like those. So absolutely. Maharu says, HOTEP, House of Aten. Peace and love to you, good brother. Maharu, the magical one. Amun Men Ra Sut Atun with the hands up. Peace to you. Tua for being here. All right, so let me okay, yes, let me share this. So MetaNetter Monday classes, everyone has the ability to be a part of MetaNetter Monday. It's a fantastic, beautiful Nefer class that everyone should be taking advantage of. There's so much that it's another pod class, and that's where Saba Tehuti gives the how-to rituals in those classes, and they are absolutely beautiful, phenomenal on every single level. So make sure that you email him, reach out to him, mysticaltelevision@gmail.com, and get in those classes. And if you can't be there live with us, you can still get the recordings. So houseofaten.org/MEDUNetter. Join in the MetaNetter classes. All right, and we're also streaming simultaneously on Rumble. This is our second platform that we stream on. So rumble.com/House of Aten. And this is a wonderful platform too. And if anything happens to the YouTube, we have this platform for our backup. And sometimes on YouTube, we have to cut certain things out and chop up certain parts of the video. We don't have to do that on Rumble. So the full videos will always be on Rumble as well if anything happens to them here on YouTube. So make sure everyone is subscribed there as well. All right, and then I also want to show the Discord. So everyone make sure that you are a part of the Discord. The link is in the bio right below. Join in on the Discord. It's a beautiful community. We have monthly meetings there. I also host a Wednesday class called Maat Wisdom Wednesdays, where we go through and read, and I teach and break down on the Seba'it, which is the meta word for the instructions or the guidance of the ancient ancestors who left that to us in writing. So I'll host a Wednesday class for all of the Nefer wonderful members of the House of Aten. It's a free class. So if you are a member, you have access to this class, and it's a very beautiful class. So make sure that you are all in the Discord, especially all of the members. So that way you have access to the links to get to this class here. All right. And we also have a business promotion section. So for everyone who is doing any type of business, you can reach out to us and we would love to promote you, especially our members. If you're doing anything, if you're an artist, you want to help put out some of your music, or if you're an artist as far as drawing or painting, we want to showcase your art. So just reach out to us, houseofaten.org. Or you can email me at aniptah@houseofaten.org. Reach out. We definitely want to elevate the ones who are running businesses and the ones who are being creative with your talent and skill set. Okay, so yes, peace and love to everyone. All right, and lastly, I want to show the support. This is how you support the House of Aten. We are an active movement. So to help to keep this thing in motion, we ask that you all send in your support and your reciprocity to the PayPal or to the Cash App, House of Aten. Those links are posted in the bio, and we will also have those links posted in the chat room. And I will go ahead and put those in the chat room right now. And I'm going to pin it. So now it is pinned to the top of the YouTube. So it's always there. All right. And so make sure that you all are supporting if you appreciate what is being brought forth. And so I also have it scrolling on the bottom here. Last week, we didn't do as well through the support, but we appreciate everyone who did support. Tua to everyone who supported. Some of you made up for it throughout the week, and I'm about to show that. I'm gonna show the support that was sent in throughout the week. So HOTEP and HERU to everyone who appreciated the class that I brought forth, re-up opening of the mouth and teaching about what our ancestors called the Ursa Major constellation, what people know today as the Big Dipper, and teaching you the significance of that constellation and how it connected to our ancestors. So Tua for everyone who supported that. All right, so utilize those links. All right. This is the history of creation stories, the Kemetic origins of the creation stories. Okay, so we have multiple sources of creation stories, and the great brother Atef Rem Qem will go into more details about which ones he's reading. But we look forward to these readings. Very powerful. And of course, the origin of any type of creation stories being brought forth, documented in archaeology. Okay, so HOTEP, peace and love for everyone on that too, for your attention. And I'll also show the website here quickly, houseofaten.org. Let me also put that in the chat room, and it's also in the bio as well. So make sure you all are visiting the House of Aten website. So here we have a ton of information. The affirmation that you just was with us reading, you can download that here. Access to the Tehuti's pod class, where you can subscribe there. We have an audio book of teachings of Amen and Mopay that you can get here. There are more audio books on the way, so look out for that. The link to our Discord community, you can just click this image and you'll have access to that as well. Becoming a member of the House of Aten, we are open for membership. So everyone who wants to support and take your support to the next level, you want to become a member of the House of Aten. And I'll be introducing a new word for membership that is in the MEDU netter. Okay, so that'll be introduced soon. Because we are absolutely growing and expanding, and this is the house. So everyone are household members. When you choose to become a member, you are now part of the household. Look forward to introducing these meta-netter terms to the membership to distinguish the difference between what we're doing and what everyone else does. So absolutely join us, as the great brother Atef Rem Qem Maat says. Come join us. All right, and here's how you subscribe to our newsletter. We send out a newsletter every single week that has so much information in it. It's a great summarization in the newsletter of the previous classes, all of our links, any type of information we need to send out in a mass email. We have over 100 subscribers to the newsletter. So Tua and Hinu to everyone who receives the newsletter and who is on the mailing list. So it's free. So sign up for that. And we also have our donation links here. You just click these images. It'll take you directly to the support links. All right. And here is our shop section. So you can get the House of Aten merch like you see the brothers wearing, and Saba Tehuti, what he wears on the Tehuti pod class. You can get the Natiru Exist, very powerful merch. We understand that we have to represent who we are and be a walking billboard for that. So you can go here and look at the prices and how to purchase a shirt for you, your family, your little ones. We have all sizes, and I look forward to being able to implement more colors and things of that nature. But you know, that all is dependent on the supporters, of course. All right, so you can come here, contact me, and then we also have the great Saba Tehuti's ebooks, Stepping Out of the Matrix, Volume 1. This is what started the House of Aten. Our first 13 episodes were reading this and giving our teachings on Saba Tehuti's teachings. Okay, so this is our inception. This was the very beginning. This was where you will see the growth from just getting started in this to where we are now. So this is a beautiful piece of history right here, stepping out of the matrix. So make sure you all have this book for all of the ones who are watching on the playback, because I'm pretty certain everyone here live has these books. So this is for everyone on the playback. Also, Melanin Dark Consciousness, Egyptian Science. This was the second book that we read here on the House of Aten. So very powerful, beautiful books. And soon as you purchase them, you'll get an email link directly to you to download them. So there's no wait. As soon as you purchase, you get an automatic link to the book. So absolutely. And this is where you can download the affirmations here and some of our foundational ideals. All right. And then I also want to show the Pathways to Awakening. This was an event that was created by the great Heb Maat, which means the festivities organizer. He is absolutely Nefer in every way, putting together this event here. And he is definitely our chief programs officer, where he is. That is him. That is him. So give HENU to the great brother Menkhu Araf for bringing this forward. And here is a trailer of the digitized experience, in which you can purchase here. We digitize this for you. So we turn this into a living documentary experience for you all to be a part of, to see what an event of the House of Aten is like. You'll get to see a naming ceremony. You'll get to see myself, Scribe, Ani Ptah, do a live performance for you all. This is a beautiful digitized experience of the Pathways to Awakening. So once again, you can just hit buy now, and you'll get sent a link directly to you, as well as the HD recording of my latest published tone, Trinity Soliloquy. So I look forward to everyone being a part of that, and letting us know, what you all think, and what was your favorite part of the Pathways to Awakening. The Great Saba Tehuti introducing our Ren as a movement from the teachings of Maat to the House of Aten. And so now this is we are completely advanced and moving in a forward direction, and living and standing on Ma'at. So all the great brothers that you see on the panel are living representations of what it means to build together, grow together, expand together, and build up an organization and a movement under the foundational principles of Ma'at. So HENU to the great brothers. Our social media is here. Contact us, all of our contact information. So make sure that you all have this. And of course, link to the Tehuti pod class, the latest pod class here, Afterlife Judges, Spirit Possession, DMT, Light Transfer, Matrix Part, Surprise. So you can watch this here as well on the website. All right, Tua and HENU to everyone. Be sure that you all are participating in everything that we bring forward for you, because it is for you all. This is a community effort. Everyone has a part to play, and it's beautiful to see everyone do that. So HOTEP and HENU, and now I get to the support that we received in throughout the week, and then we will get started. So first we'll start with Eric G, a great member of the House of Aten, who sends in 222 for support. Great brother Atef, that is extremely loud. It's extremely loud. Let's try it again. Now it's a little low, maybe in between where it's at now and where it was. There we go. All right, Tua, great brother. All right, peace and love, Eric G. Tua, for your support. All right, and so next we have Minty Hotep, who sent in $2 for more on the way when I can, and that's absolutely what she did, because she sent in another 1010 for the re-up class with some stars and telescopes. Hotep and HENU, Minty Hotep, another wonderful active member of the House of Aten. She is also a secretary as well. She's the one who produces the timestamps that you see on the House of Aten. So that is her, and she is credited there in the bio. So peace and love to Minty Hotep for making sure that we have timestamps here at the House of Aten. And also we'll give HOTEP and HERU to Sherry Ka for producing the timestamps for the Tehuti pod class. So tuah for the wonderful sisters of the House of Aten for what you are doing. All right, next we have Nito Campbell, who sends in $9 for 121.24. Peace, everyone. Peace and love, Nito Campbell, one of the most consistent donators, the most consistent supporters that we have from the very beginning. Supported every single week, and so you see that this one is dated for 121, which was last week. So he is continuing on that streak. So to our great brother Nito Campbell for your support. All right, next we have the great moderator of the House of Aten. We have Primordial Thought 9, who sends in $25 for last Sunday's class. Tua. To our great brother, this is our great moderator, Primordial Thought 9, excellent brother. Tua for your support and being a great moderator for the House of Aten, great brother. So Tua for leading by example. Another fantastic member of the House of Aten. All right, and next we have the good brother Nukpu Ma'akaru Amun Ray, who says Hotep Meri Henu Natiru. So he sent in multiple support. So I'm gonna show all four of them before we give noise. So first I'll start with this one. He sends in 333 for Tua Neter Atef. The Natiru are proud for your utterance. Maat. Yes, absolutely. To our great brother. He sends in another 333 for Tua Neter Aten for the SCRIIIBE session Nefer Neter pin. Absolutely. Tua to you, great brother. And we'll go to this one. 333 for Kes Neter Menkhu for reuniting us. Meri Maat. Absolutely. To our great brother for your support and individualizing it for each of us. HERU to you for that. All right. He also sends in a 999 for HERU Neter Ani Ptah Aten Tehuti for all you done, did, and doing. HERU, great brother. HERU. Yes, another excellent, fantastic member of the House of Aten. Wonderful supporter in many different ways. Beautiful Nefer MEDU tones that he produces. Beautiful energy in the Discord community. Great brother. So Tua and HERU for your presence and for everything that you are providing for the House of Aten. Tua, good brother. All right. So we let me refresh this Gmail here, and okay, good. We see some support in. So let me share this. Let me share this as well, and then I'll give a quick announcement, and then we'll pass it to the great brother Atef Rem Qem Maat. All right. All right, let me share the screen. All right, here we go. Amun Men Ra Sut Atun, who sends in $25 for most beautiful knowledge. Yes, Tua Henu. Henu, great brother, another fantastic supporter of the House of Aten, Amun Men Ra Sut Atun. We appreciate you. We appreciate you. And we love the consistency as well. So Tua and Henu. All right, next we have the wonderful couple here, Anu and Antu, who sends in $20 for Tua for the consistency and Nefer teachings. HOTEP. Yes, Tua and Henu, Tua for being here in the class, and we appreciate you being here. We appreciate your support as well, and of course the supporters. We appreciate everyone for supporting Saba Tehuti, as well. You know, this is a beautiful thing that we are building up and constructing here, and everyone plays such a beautiful part. And you know, where we're going and where we're headed is limitless. So Tua and Henu to all the great supporters. All right, and let's give a shout out to Lena, who just sent in a super chat for $4.99, who says peace and blessings. Yes, to our sister, we appreciate you. She came on board immediately and became a member of the House of Aten. So to for leading by example in that way. We appreciate you. We appreciate your support, and Tua for being here and attentive in class. So Hotep and Henu to you. All right. So that's wonderful to see. I'm so happy to be able to show that support to balance out for last week. So Hotep and Henu, and I was gonna make an announcement, but I'll wait to speak about that because it's a very important announcement that I need to make sure that everyone is aware of, especially for all of our business owners. So I'll wait for that, and yeah, let's just get into the teachings, into the reading. So I'll pass the mic to the great brother Atef Rem Qem Maat. So Hotep, Henu, and Tua.
Hotep, peace and love to everybody in the chat. Yeah, I'm gonna read from. Let me share my present.
Brother Ani, did you hear a lot of static when Atef was speaking, or is that just on my end?
Yeah, for a split second.
Static, can you hear me? How's my sound?
You sound better now.
It's
just
good?
right when you come off mute, sometimes there's some, it's the compressor is like cutting on, so we can hear the background and we hear it working. So after you come off mute for a while, it corrects itself.
Okay, all right. Henu to the great brother Cash Peden. He say he appreciate my perspective. Yeah, brother, I just wanna echo the tones. I just wanna echo the best. So in echoing the best, the netter were the best. So these are the tones that they share with us. So I just want to be an echo of that. So Tua for those great words, great brother. So we're gonna be reading. Let me go present page. So can you see? Is my screen sharing?
Yes.
It's sharing. So we're reading from this book, Legends of the Egyptian Gods, Hieroglyphic Texts and Translations. I got the book a couple of years ago when I heard Saba mention it. So this is where we're going to be reading from. You can pick up a copy, $14.92, right there. Amazon, I did not know what I was purchasing. I did not have no idea what I was buying when I bought it. So I'm forever grateful to the Netter. I'm forever grateful to our great Saba. So this is where we're going to be reading from. And I wasn't gonna read the introduction, right? Because Budge kind of I don't like some of the things that he says, but I'm gonna read it anyway because those of you that are here have been with us, and there is some great information about the papyruses and stuff, where it was found and these things. So I'm gonna read this. I'm gonna read the introduction, and then I'm gonna go directly into the actual readings themselves. So just appreciate your patience. We're going to start with introduction, the legend of the god TCHER, and the history of creation. The text of the remarkable legend of the creation, which forms the first section of this volume, is preserved in a well-written papyrus in the British Museum, where it bears the number 10,188. This papyrus was acquired by the late Mr. A.H. Rhine in 1861 or 1862, when he was excavating some tombs on the west bank of the Nile at Thebes. He did not himself find it in a tomb, but he received it from the British consul at Luxor, Mustafa Aga, during an interchange of gifts when Mr. Rhine was leaving the country. Mustafa Aha obtained the papyrus from the famous hiding place of the royal mummies at Deir al-Bahari, with the situation of which he was well acquainted for many years before it became known to the Egyptian Service of Antiquities. When Mr. Rhine came to England, the results of his excavations were examined by Dr. Birch, who, recognizing the great value of the papyrus, arranged to publish it in a companion volume to facsimiles of two papyri. But the death of Mr. Rhine in 1865 caused the project to fall through. Mr. Rhine's collection passed into the hands of Mr. David Bremner, and the papyrus, together with many others antiquities, was purchased by the trustee of the British Museum. In 1880, Dr. Birch suggested the publication of the papyrus to Dr. Platy, the director of the Egyptian Museum at Leiden. This savant transcribed and translated some passages from the festival songs of Isis and Nephthys, which is the first text in it, and these he published in the Rasuto di Travel. Is kind of blurry, I can't see what that says, in Paris, page 57 to 64. In 1886, by Dr. Birch's kindness, I was allowed to work at the papyrus, and I published transcripts of some important passages and the account of the creation in the Proceedings of the Society of Biblioarchaeology, 1886 to 87, pages 11 through 26. The legend of the creation was considered by Dr. Birch to be of considerable value for the study of the Egyptian religion, and encouraged by him, I made a full transcript of the papyrus, which was published in Archaeology in London, 1891, with transliterations and translations in 1910. I edited for the trustee of the British Museum the complete hieratic text with the revised translation. The papyrus is about 16 feet and 8 inches in length and is 9 inches in width, and contains 21 columns of hieratic text, which are written in short lines and are poetic in character, and 12 columns of pages of text written in long lines. The total number of lines is between 930 and 940. The text is written in a small, very black but neat hand, and may be assigned to a time between the 26th dynasty and the Ptolemaic period. The titles, catchwords, rubrics, names of Apep and his friends, and a few other words are written in red ink. There are two colophons in the one we have a date, namely the first day of the 4th month of the 12th year of Pharaoh Alexander, the son of Alexander, i.e. BC 311, and in the other name of the priest who either had the papyrus written or appropriated it, namely Nes Menu or Nes Amsu. The legend of the creation is found in the third work, which is given in the papyrus, and which is called the Book of Overthrowing Apep, the enemy of Ra, the enemy of Un-Nefer. This work contained a series of spells which were recited during the performance of certain prescribed ceremonies, with the object of preventing storms and dispersing rain clouds and removing any obstacle, animate or inanimate, which could prevent the rising of the sun in the morning or obscure his light during the day. The leader-in-chief of the host of darkness was a fiend called Apep, who appeared in the sky in the form of a monster serpent and marshaling all the fiends of the Tuat, attempting to keep the sun god imprisoned in the kingdom of darkness. Right in the midst of spells which were directed against Apep, we find inserted the legend of the creation, which occurs in no other known Egyptian document. Curiously enough, a longer version of the legend is given a little further on. Whether the scribe had two copies to work from and simply inserted both, or whether he copied the short version and added to it as he went along cannot be said. The legend is entitled The Book of Knowing the Evolutions of Ra and of Overthrowing Apep. This curious book describes the origin not only of heaven and earth and all therein, but also of God himself. In it, the name Apep is not even mentioned, and it is impossible to explain its appearance in the Apep ritual unless we assume that the whole book was regarded as a spell of the most potent character, the mere recital of which was fraught with deadly effect for Apep and his friends. The story of the creation is supposed to be told by the god Neber-Techer. This name means the Lord of the uttermost limit, and the character of the god suggests that the word limit refers to time and space, and that he was in fact the everlasting God of the universe. This god's name occurs in Coptic texts, and then he appears as one who possesses all the attributes which are associated by modern nations with God Almighty. Where and how Neber-Techer existed is not said, but it seems as if he was believed to have been an almighty and invisible power which filled all space. It seems also that a desire arose in him to create the world, and in order to do this, he took upon himself the form of the god Khepera, who, from first to last, was regarded as the creator, par excellence, among all the gods known to the Egyptians. When this transformation of Neber-Techer into Khepera took place, the heavens and the earth had not been created, but there seems to have existed a vast mass of water, or world ocean called Nu, and it must have been in this that the transformation took place. In this celestial ocean were the germs of all the living things which afterwards took form in heaven and on earth, but they existed in a state of inertness and helplessness. Out of this ocean, Khepera raised himself, and so passed from a state of passiveness and inertness into one of activity. When Khepera raised himself out of the ocean Nu, he found himself in vast empty space, wherein was nothing on which he could stand. The second version of the legend says that Khepera gave being to himself by uttering his own name, and the first version states that he made use of words in providing himself with a place on which to stand. In other words, when Khepera was still a portion of the being of Neber-Techer, he spoke the word Khepera, and Khepera came into being. Similarly, when he needed a place whereon to stand, he uttered the name of the thing or place on which he wanted to stand, and that thing or place came into being. This spell he seems to have addressed to his heart, or as we should say, will, so that Khepera willed this standing place to appear, and it did so forthwith. The first version only mentions a heart, but the second also speaks of a heart soul as assisting Khepera in his first creative acts. As we may assume that he thought out in his And we may assume that he thought out in his heart what manner of thing he wished to create, and then by uttering its name, caused his thought to take concrete form. This process of thinking out the existence of things is expressed in the Egyptian by words which mean laying the foundation in the heart. In arranging his thoughts and their visible forms, Khepera was assisted by the goddess Maat, who is usually regarded as the goddess of law, order, and truth, and in late times was held to be the female counterpart of Tehuti, the heart of the god Ra. In this legend, however, she seems to play the part of wisdom, as described in the book of Proverbs, for it was by Maat that he laid the foundation. Having described the coming into being of Khepera and the place on which he stand, and the place on which he stood, the legend goes on to tell of the means by which the first Egyptian triad or trinity came into existence. Khepera had in some form upon with his own shadow, and so begot offspring, who proceeded from his body under the forms of the gods Shu and Tefnut. According to a tradition preserved in the pyramid text, this event took place at Helopius, and the old form of the legend ascribes the production of Shu and Tefnut to an act of masturbation. Originally, these gods were the personification of air and dryness, and liquids respectively. Thus, with their creation, the materials from the construction of the atmosphere and sky came into being. Shu and Tefnut were united, and their offspring were Geb, the earth god, and Nut, the sky goddess. We have now 5 gods in existence: Khepera, the creative principle; Shu, the atmosphere; Tefnut, the waters above the heavens; Nut, the sky goddess; and Keb, the earth god. Presumably about this time, the sun first rose out of the watery abyss of Nu and shone upon the world and produced day. In early times, the sun, or his light, was regarded as a form of Shu. These gods, Geb and Nut, were united in an embrace, and the effect of the coming of light was to separate them. As long as the sun shone, i.e., as long as it was day, Nut, the sky goddess, remained in her place above the earth, being supported by Shu. But as soon as the sun set, she left the sky and gradually descended until she rested on the body of the earth god Geb. The embraces of Geb caused Nut to bring forth 5 gods at a birth, namely Osiris, Horus, Set, Isis, and Nephthys. Osiris and Isis married before their birth, and Isis brought forth a son called Horus. Set and Nephthys also married before their birth, and Nephthys brought forth a son named Anpu, Anubis, though he is not mentioned in the legend. Of these gods, Osiris is singled out for special mention in the legend, in which Khepera, speaking as Nebuchadnezzar, says that his name is Osiris, who is the essence of the primeval matter in which he himself is formed. Thus, Osiris was of the same substance as the great god who created the world according to the Egyptians, and was a reincarnation of his great-grandfather. This portion of the legend helps to explain the views held about Osiris as the great ancestral spirit who, when on earth, was a benefactor of mankind, and who, when in heaven, was the savior of souls. The legend speaks of the sun as the eye of Khepera, or Nebuchadnezzar, and refers to some calamity which befell it and extinguished its light. This calamity may have been simply the coming of night, or eclipses, or storms, but in any case, the god made a second eye, i.e. the moon, to which he gave some of the splendor to the other eye, i.e. the sun, and he gave it a place in his face, and henceforth it ruled throughout the earth, and had special powers in respect of the production of trees, plants, vegetables, herbs, etc. Thus, from the earliest times, the moon was associated with the fertility of the earth, especially in connection with the production of abundant crops and successful harvests. According to the legend, men and women sprang out from the earth, but directly from the body of the god Khepera, or TCHER, who placed his members together and then wept tears upon them. And men and women came into being from the tears which had fallen from his cries. No special mention is made of the creation of beasts in the legend, but the god says that he created creeping things of all kinds, and among these are probably included the larger quadrupeds. The men and women and all the other living creatures which were made at that time reproduced their species, each in his own way, and so the earth became filled with their descendants, which we see at the present time. Such is the legend of creation, as it is found in the papyrus of Nes-Menu. The text of both versions is full of difficult passages, and some readings are corrupt. Unfortunately, variant versions by which they might be corrupted are lacking. The general meaning of the legend in both versions is quite clear, and it throws considerable light on the Egyptian religion. The Egyptians believed in the existence of God, the creator and maintainer of all things, but they thought that the concerns of this world were committed by him to the superintendence of a series of subordinate spirits or beings called gods, over whom they believed magical spells and ceremonies to have the greatest influence. The deity was a being so remote and of such an exalted nature that it was idle to expect him to interfere in the affairs of mortals, or to change any decree or command which he had once uttered. The spirits or gods, on the other hand, possessing natures not far removed from those of men, were thought to be amenable to supplications and flattery, and to wheedling and cajoling, especially when accompanied by gifts. It is of great interest to find a legend in which the power of God as the creator of the world and the sun and moon is so clearly set forth, embedded in a book of magical spells devoted to the destruction of the mythological monster who existed solely to prevent the sun from rising and shining. And we will begin the history of creation. The book of knowing the evolutions of Ra and the overthrowing of Apep. These are right here. These are the glyphs right here, just so you can see before I begin. The book of knowing the evolutions of Ra and of overthrowing Apep. These are the words which the god TCHER spoke after he had came into being. I am he who came into being in the form of the god Khepera, and I am the creator of that which came into being. That is to say, I am the creator of everything which came into being. Now the things which I created and which came forth of my mouth after that I had come into being myself were exceedingly many. The sky or heaven had not come into being. The earth did not exist, and the children of the earth and the creeping things had not been made at that time. I myself raised them up from out of from a state of helpless inertness. I found no place whereon I could stand. I worked a charm upon my own heart or will. I laid the foundation of things by Maat, and I made everything which had form. I was then one by myself, for I had not emitted from myself the god Shu, and I had not spit out from myself the goddess Tefnut, and there existed no other who could work with me. I laid the foundations of all things in my own heart, and there came into being multitudes of created things, which came into being from the created things, which were born from the created things, which arose from what they brought forth. I had union with my closed hand, and I embraced my shadow as a wife. And I poured seed into my own mouth, and I sent forth from myself issue in the form of the gods Shu and Tefnu. Saith my father Nu, my eye was covered up behind them, i.e. Shu and Tefnu. But after 2 hen periods had passed from the time when they departed from me, from being one god, I became 3 gods, and I came into being in the earth. Then Shu and Tefnu rejoiced from out of the inert watery mass wherein they were, and they brought to me my eye, i.e. the sun. Now, after these things, I gathered together my members, and I wept over them, and men and women sprang into being from the tears which came forth from my eye. And when my eye came to me, and found that I had made another eye, and placed where it was, i.e. the moon, it was wroth with, or raged at me, whereupon I endowed it, i.e. the second eye, with some of the splendor which I had made for the first eye. And I made it to occupy its place in my face, and henceforth it ruled throughout all this earth. When there fell on them their moment, through plant-like clouds, I restored what had been taken away from them. And I appeared from out of the plant-like clouds. I created creeping things of every kind, and everything which came into being from them. Shu and Tefnu brought forth Seb and Nut, and Seb and Nut brought forth Osiris, and Heru, Kent, Maati, and Set, and Isis and Nephthys at one birth, one after the other, and they produced the multi-timonious offsprings of this earth, in this earth. This is the history of creation B, and this is the book of knowing the evolutions of Ra and of overthrowing of Pep. These are the words of the god Nebuchadnezzar, who said, I am the creator of what hath come into being, and I myself came into being under the form of the god Khepera, and I came into being in primeval time. I came into being in the form of Khepera, and I am the creator of what did come into being. That is to say, I formed myself out of the primeval matter, and I made and formed myself out of the substance which existed in primeval time. My name is Osiris, who is the primeval matter of primeval matter. I have done my will in everything in this earth. I have spread myself abroad therein, and I have made strong my hand. I was one by myself, for they, i.e. the gods, had not been brought forth. And I had emitted from myself neither Shu nor Tefnu. I brought my own name into my mouth as a word of power, and I forthwith came into being under the form of things which are under the form of Khepera. I came into being from out of primeval matter, and from the beginning I appeared under the form of the multitudinous things which exist. Nothing whatsoever existed at that time in this earth, and it was I who made whatsoever was made. I was one by myself, and there was no other being who worked with me in that place. I made all the things under the forms of which I appeared then by means of the soul God, which I raised into firmness at that time from out of Nu, from a state of inactivity. I found no place whatsoever there whereon I could stand. I worked by the power of a spell, by means of my heart. I laid a foundation for things before me, and whatsoever was made, I made. I was one by myself, and I laid the foundation of things by means of my heart, and I made the other things which came into being, and the things of Khepera which were made were manifold, and their offspring came into existence from the things to which they gave birth. I, it was who emitted Shu, and I, it was who emitted Tefnut. And from being the one God, or the only God, I became three gods. The two other gods who came into being on this earth sprang from me, and Shu and Tefnut rejoiced, and were raised up, and from out of Nu, in which they were, now behold, they brought my eye to me after 2 hen periods, since the time when they went forth from me. I gathered together my members, which had appeared in my own body, and afterwards I had union with my hand, and my heart or will came unto me from out of my hand. And the seed fell into my mouth, and I emitted from myself the gods Shu and Tefnut. And so, from being the one God, or the only God, I became three gods. Thus, the two other gods who came into being on this earth sprang from me, and Shu and Tefnut rejoiced, who were raised up from out of Nu, in which they were. My father Nu saith, they covered up or concealed my eye with the plant-like clouds which were behind them, i.e. Shu and Tefnut. For very many hen periods, plants and creeping things sprang up from the god Rem, through the tears which I let fall. I cried out to my eye, and men and women came into existence. Then I bestowed upon my eye the uraeus of fire, and it was wroth with me when another eye, i.e. the moon, came and grew up in its place. Its vigorous power fell on the plants which I had placed there, and it set order among them, and it took up its place in my face, and it doth rule the whole earth. Then Shu and Tefnut brought forth Osiris, and Heru, Kenti, and Ma, and Set, and Isis, and Nephthys, and behold, they have produced offspring, and have created multitudinous children in this earth, by means of the beings which came into existence, from the creatures which they produced. They invoke my name, and they overthrow their enemies, and they make words of power for the overthrowing of a pep, over whose hands and arms Akar keepeth ward. His hands and arms shall not exist, his feet and legs shall not exist, and he is chained in one place, WALLIS Ra inflicts upon him the blows which are decreed for him. He is thrown upon his accursed back. His face is slit open by reason of evil which he hath done, and he shall remain upon his accursed back.
The Karas or the Perhe. Perheh.
HOTEP. Trying to get back to the screen. HOTEP, peace and love. Can you hear me? Scribe, I can hear you in the background, good brother.
Yes, HOTEP.
Teaching. My brother teaching. Yeah, that was a great story. Cash Pete and my brother, he said he want my perspective. He said he loved my perspective. Cash Pete, and that's like my maybe 4th or 5th time reading that story outright like that. The first time I read it, I had no idea what I was reading. The second time I read it, I had no idea what I was reading. Third time, no idea. This is probably, now I would say probably this is probably my 5th time reading it now. About the 4th time I read it, and let me just give you some quick insights on just my thoughts, right? So first of all, just myself personally, right? Every situation I ever found myself in, I was responsible for, whether good or bad, no matter what it was. I could blame whatever, this person, that person, society, whatever it was, whatever situation I found myself in, if I was being truly honest with myself and truly being accountable, then I would know that I created that. Whatever situation it was, that I was the creator of what was happening to me or for me. You know, so when the great Netter, and I purposely used the words that Bud used in there. There was some words that I could have corrected. Thanks to our great teacher Saba. There was some words that I could have used that I'm familiar with, because the English doesn't really do it the justice that it actually deserves, and that's part of the misunderstanding of the actual literature, right? But we know that the Spider-Man, we know the Spider-Man story, and that's how he turned into Spider-Man. But when we're reading our own stories, we're completely unfamiliar with it. So the insight that I got, that I've been getting recently from that, is that we are the masters of our destiny, point blank, period. And wherever our heart is on, like, so for example, when I was subscribing to the ISFET frequency, that's where my heart was at. I was really good at it. My heart was in it, brother. I was so engaged in the destruction of myself. Now, some of it was subconscious and some of it was out of ignorance, but my heart was in it. My heart was totally in me destroying myself, destroying my people, destroying people that look like me. So the foundation, when Nebuchadnezzar speaks on establishing the foundation of creation, it was Maat. You know, he established Maat, which is the foundation, which is truth. So when I'm looking at the things that I'm creating now for myself, as the creator, and understanding that we are responsible for our own destiny, that we are responsible for our own actions, and that we have to be responsible, that we have to take accountability, we have to for our own actions, and then we have to establish a foundation, Ma'at, if we choose to, and then build upon that, and then create, and then be that, right? Who are you? What are you doing? Who are you for real? Well, what are you doing? If you running around kicking up dust, doing whatever you're doing, then that's who you are. It's just the way it is. So now when I read that story, I have a whole new perspective on it. I have a great insight, thanks to my great teacher, because he tells us that we are to imbue the energy that we choose. And so it's up to you. You know, the energy that you choose to create and the foundation in which you choose to create on. So now when I read this story, it hits different. You know, it resonates with a different frequency, because now I'm completely in tune with understanding that if I'm successful, whatever I would deem as successful, that is completely up to me. If I'm not successful, that it's completely up to me. And the one beautiful thing about Ma'at is consistency. You know, when we are consistent with the things that we put our heart into, then those are the things that create. You can look at yourself, and whatever you put your heart into, whatever you focused on, that's what you created, whether it was good or bad. The problem is, in this matrix, we are asleep, and we are subconsciously doing what we have been programmed to do by the enemy. So therefore, we are not creating consciously with our heart, and that foundation and the things that we are creating on are not solid. We're not creating on solid ground. We're not creating on a solid foundation, which is Ma'at. So now when I read this story, I have a complete understanding. Oh, this is how they first created, because this is how we create. When he talks about spitting out and emitting, that's how your children came about, from you echoing out yourself, spitting. So, you know, my perspective, great brother, now with this story is I definitely, as I say, I'm a baby in this, and I read it in English because that's the language that I'm familiar with now as I unlearn and relearn. But I'm absolutely looking forward to being able to read it in its original language, in the Medu Neter, so that I can get an even deeper understanding. And I'm so grateful for my great teacher for showing us and teaching us, and allowing us, giving us the wisdom and the knowledge that we need to be able to understand these stories. So yeah, that's my perspective, great brother, that whatever you put your heart into as a being, right, whatever you put your heart and focus on, that's what you will create. So I implore you, and I implore everyone on the panel, to establish a good foundation. And then from that point, then you build, as we just saw in the beautiful story. The foundation was established first, which was Maat, and then from his Eve, and then he built upon that. He put his heart into what he wanted to bring forth, which was the NUTI. So that's my perspective, great brother. And yeah, I'm honored to share it with you and to grow and to learn with you. As I said, being able to read the language of our ancestors in their original writings, and the original language, is what's best. It's what's absolute best. I showed the glyphs. I showed the metal nature. I was I was scrolling through it, and I don't know how to read it yet. I'm learning, but that's the language that we have to read in, brother. So put your heart, establish your heart on a solid foundation, and then build from there, create from there, great brother, because that's what yesterday's class and some of the last classes were about, was Saba showing us how to create and teaching us that the importance of being able to imbue certain energies to become that, to create. So yeah, great brother, that's my perspective. So HERU to you for that. Menkhu, what's good, my brother?
Atef, you going in, that's so beautiful. And I just wanted to add on to your build, because everything you said, that's how I think, this how I know I was pulled into the energy, and how I came to discover Saba, because I was learning about law of attraction, but I was already on this trajectory. I was like, instead of starting from scratch, I want to study the scholars. And so I was listening to this woman about law of attraction, and I was studying, I was listening to certain scholars, right?
Abraham Hicks.
Yeah, so Abraham Hicks is teaching, and Saba, when Saba taught on Sa Neter that law of attraction is a Kemetic concept, I was like, oh, that's how I came into this energy, because I was doing two things at once. But I've always been interested in culture, history, music, and art, especially our history. And so it just came together during the pandemic, because I was very focused. Like you said, your heart and what you focus on, it's impossible for that to not become your reality. And she teaches on this thing too. It's called deliberate creation. So what you're saying is so true and real. We are deliberate. Sometimes we're deliberately creating some things, and then the matrix is creating and giving you stuff so you can deliberately create your own destruction. But once you start to get into the truth, then it dismantles the matrix. Once Saba starts, like this, the way Saba breaks down, this is Isfat, this is the psyops, this is the truth. Then you start to break through those barriers, and those chains come off, and then you come into Maat. And then if your heart is in it and you stay in it and you're consistent and you're disciplined, then you become that. And so and then what's beautiful too, I had a realization about Saba and the Heka. The Heka and the language multiplies that all by 1,000. So HERU to the ancestors and the creation stories, and for you reading that, because this information, all of it is a piece to the puzzle. All of it helps us to come to learn more about the truth. So law of attraction, Abraham Hicks, she was a part of the guides. She was a part of how I was able to insert myself into the energy and understand maybe the metaphysical, esoteric. Well, it's basically like what Saba taught and Ani Ptah said yesterday on the podcast, is that beneath all of this is Maat. They're using it but hiding where it comes from. But it's intertwined in everything except the Isfat and the lies that the Greeks have set us up in. So it's a really beautiful thing. I wanted to share a little bit of some of the info that I pulled from the readings. I'm really fascinated by Khepera and how he says he spoke himself into being. And so it seems to be beautifully intertwined in a lot of the teachings of the ancestors. And then Saba gave us in the Meta class, he gave us adoration that I've been reading consistently, and it speaks of the 5 gods. And I was wondering, who are the 5 gods? And so in the reading, that question was answered for me. And then I saw a glyph when you were scrolling through the pages. There's a glyph that I caught, and I'm going to do some research. I'm going to share my screen really quick. There's a glyph that I saw that was really beautiful, and I want to figure out what it is. Let me see. What did I saved it. Let me see if I can find it. The meta now is starting to look more and more beautiful every time I see it. Let me see if I can find it. Try to do it really quick. Oh, okay. Let me see something. I'll get back to that. I'll try and find that later. And then the last thing is when you were reading, there was a word that you mentioned. It was multitudinous. And I looked that word up, and it means very numerous. The tinkling of a multitudinous bells from the herd. And so I'm starting to get into the habit of, when I read a word or hear a word, looking up the definition. So I wanted to share that. So all of that was very powerful. So Hinu to you, great brother, for the reading.
To a great brother, yeah, we are the creators. As Saba, he told us that yesterday. We are the creators. And so what are you creating? Are you creating? Are you destroying? You know, we're taught to destroy, including ourselves. So this was the first creation. This was the creation story. And it doesn't sound weird anymore. It doesn't sound strange to me. Again, like I said, I'm not versed with reading it in its actual language. I'm definitely looking forward to it, and I will be able to, but we are the creators, man. And that's just the bottom line. And, whether we want to accept it or not, whether we want to take responsibility or not, the problem is that it is a big responsibility. It's a great responsibility that we have within ourselves. And it is easier to just shift the work and shift the focus and whatever it is, the responsibility to somebody else, right? If we don't, as Ptah HOTEP says, search thyself thoroughly. If we don't take responsibility, if we don't acknowledge that it's a problem within ourselves, then there's no way for us to fix it. If the problem isn't mine, then how can I find a solution? If you're the reason why I can't get ahead, Menkhu, right? You're the reason why. There's no way for me to find a solution because you the problem in my mind. In my mind, you're the problem that I can't get ahead. So there's no way for me to find a solution. There's no way for me to fix it. But if I take responsibility, no matter what you're doing, and I take 100% accountability within myself, then I acknowledge that I am the creator. I am the creator. I am the netter. I am Shu. I am Asar. I am Heru. I am whatever I want to be, period. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. That's just the way it is. So, you know, I try to do, Cash Peden, great brother, I try to make it make sense to me, right? I try to make it make sense in a way that I understand it with my heart, of course, with my Eve. I try to, you know, understand it from that perspective. And so in doing that, because man, listen, we messed up over here. These people taught us what to think, not how to think. You know, we are not free thinkers. So everything we think is what they told us. Oh, this is the reason for that. And the reason for this is that. And that's the reason for this. And, you know, there's no responsibility, no accountability within ourselves. So, you know, we have to be 100% accountable and responsible for our own demise or our own success. And once we begin to do that, and once we begin to understand that we are the netter, we are the keparar, then we will start to build a nation, you know. And once we understand, like you said, understanding the law of attraction, that's the origin of it. That's the origin of creation. You know, he used his Eve and he created what he wanted with his Eve, with his heart. The same thing we do now. Whatever you put your heart in. I don't watch sports, you know, football, basketball, but you know, those brothers are very athletic. They heart is in it. They Eve is in it. These great artists, they put their heart into it. This is how you get these great bodies of work. Whatever field it is, I'm not just singling out sports and entertainment, but whatever field it is, you know, whatever it is that you put your heart into, that is what you will create. It's just a fact, brother. And I didn't make these rules up. The Natiru did. Whatever seeds that you plant today, it will guaranteed be the fruit that you eat tomorrow. You know, so just speak it in a way to understand it, you know, to make it make sense to you. That's what I did, brother. And that's my perspective on it. And like I said, I understand that. Even in saying that, I understand that it's not that my perspective can even be better once I understand the language, the way that they wrote it. I understand that my perspective will even improve and get better. Great brother. So, you know, we have to just create, you know, we have to create great things, brother. Who is that, Sharon? Ani?
That's me. That's
no.
Oh, that's the glyph right there you wanted to share?
Yeah, that's like out of all, like you were scrolling pretty quickly. I think this was on page 4. And for some reason, that glyph, look at Ani's light, look at his eyes light up. He's gonna find it. He probably
I'm trying to see what that is.
So I think it's on page 4. And so that I've never seen that glyph before, and it looked interesting. So I thought I'm gonna try and look it up and see what I can find on that.
Hey, Menkhu, what color is kryptonite?
There is no color, is it? Or is it green?
It's green, exactly. See, we know what color kryptonite is, but we don't know what the glyph is. See, that's being responsible. That's being accountable. I don't know. It's okay to say you don't know because that's how you'll learn. We don't know. So how are we supposed to learn? But we know what we're not supposed to know. We know what color kryptonite is. Yeah, great brother. Ani, what's going on, good brother?
Everything is going great. That was a beautiful reading. Absolutely beautiful. Give me just a couple minutes. Menkhu Arad, what page did you say that was on?
I think it was page 4. Yeah, I think it was page 4 after Atef started to read the creation story. Really quick, is this the book you're reading from?
Yes, sir. That's it. Yeah, that's it.
I'm gonna look, Ani, for the exact page. I think it was page 4.
Okay.
And it's at the top, kind of like in the middle of the glyphs on page 4, I believe. If I read it right, because he was. You see it?
Yes, I do see it.
Oh, yeah, it's page 4. It's at the very top, almost in the middle. Next to it is I think the netter symbol and the owl symbol, I believe. And I've not seen that. I've not seen that glyph before.
Ain't it a beautiful thing when you know, we look at these glyphs and there's always going to be a new one to pop out.
Yeah, what is it? Is it 700? Was the number I heard? There's over 700 glyphs.
Yes, I've seen different sources. 700, I've heard over 1,000, because there's so many variations of actually one glyph. So yeah, there's a lot. Let me see something really quick.
I have the glyph page that Saba shared with us. I have a huge poster of it actually right in front of me in my place. I'm so happy how my place now is really imbued with Maat and the Netcherus. And so I'm trying to take a peek and see if it's on the huge list that he gave me. He gave me the one that is more than most people have. I'm sure he shared that with you brothers as well.
That's the one he gave with the when the Metal Netta class first started.
Yeah, I think it's like part is gold and then it's in sections.
Yes. Yeah, I got a big one and a small one too. I blew it up. I got one right in front of me as well.
Yeah, I don't see it on this one. Let me go. I'm gonna go take a closer look.
All right, yeah, HOTEP, great brother. Yeah, that was it's a very powerful reading, especially when you've never come across this information before, right? It can definitely because it's speaking in a way that we don't normally speak, and so it can be difficult to grasp the understanding. And this is why, and this is what the Meta Netter class that Saba Tehuti started has helped with so much, and beginning to think like the ones who produced it, right? So when we're able to do that, then you know, it becomes easier to put yourself in the mind state of those who wrote this, and especially when you read all the different creation stories, and we hear about and we understand the sexual energy that goes into everything, including our voices. So yeah, this is a very powerful story that that we can clearly see where a lot of the biblical concepts were copied from. And so, you know, it's something that we all should take our time to study and to read, you know, because as the ancestors documented the history, the creation, and so many different facets, and to be able to combine them all together and get a much deeper understanding. And then, like you said, to have the glyphs there to read and to look at the Meta Netter, because how they translate the glyphs, how they translate the glyphs are very simplistic. So they'll take a word that's an image, and then just translate it to one word. But we always knew that an image is worth 1,000 words. So how can we have a image of a word and it only mean one word itself? So when I started to understand that, I started to look at translations as just the most simplistic version that's possible to be able to translate the glyphs. So I'm gonna share a couple of some highlights that I saw in these writings that are just very powerful. So let me share my screen. Make sure you all are supporting House of Aten. Use those links that's pinned to the top of the chat. Support the great brothers here on the panel. Okay, let me okay, can you see that?
Yes, we can see it.
Okay, so yes, words of TCHER, right? So even with TCHER, right, and then later it says with my name also being Asar. So here you don't even have the name translated. It's literally what the glyphs are, right? And so when you see this translation, you know, Neb, they'll translate that to Lord, because it's all or everything, right? The and then the Chur, right, which means the limit. So the Lord of the outermost limit is what they'll translate this into. But so just even reading the story, TCHER, it's difficult to even begin to understand who or what TCHER even represents. But when we're able to look at his name, we're able to understand more. And so I love this passage here, simply because of the words being utilized in the meta netter to tell this sentence. So say he, after he became, I am, to wit the becomer, as Kepara, became I the becoming of becomings. And this is literally look at this. This is what I talk about when one word will tell a whole entire sentence. And it's literally illustrated right here. Kepara, Kepara, na, Keper, Keperu, Keper, Keperu. It's one word that's saying becoming I, the becoming of becomings, the becomings of all becomings. So this is how deep and extensive the meta netter is, where we can take one word and completely tell an entire story. And this can be done with every word. Becomings of many, and there's Ost, and the evolutions of coming forth from my Ra, my mouth. So I love this sentence because it's one word, Keper, Kepera, Keperu, and it's talking about that's the creation, right? Because in these other systems, you know, you have the creator that creates everything, and here the creation, the creator is the evolution in itself, is Kepera, and there's so many. So Kepera, right, we know as to being the rising of Ra, the evolution before it gets to Aten and before it concludes at Amen. So Kepera is that, but then here's TCHER, who's using Keper as the word to speak about coming into existence. So, and that's another concept that we have to learn, coming out of different religions and coming out of even atheism or different thought processes, and being able to grasp that these are different words make up the different concepts that are being told in the story that's being told. So these names are actually words themselves that mean things, and the words create the names of the consciousness. And so without coming into Kemet and studying the meta netter, that's a concept that's not understood at all, especially with religion, because you just have God, the creator, and that encompasses all things, and they just take all things and smash it together into one being and one consciousness. So I love this sentence. I raised them out of the watery mass, right? Thes. There's the word Thes, which is the same word for the 7 magical knots along the spine, and it means to raise up. So that's a beautiful word. I love that word, Thes, which again is just another. And the symbols to create these are so beautiful, so nefer, right? It's just a tied rope, right? Just like the Ankh, or just like the Shin, right? It's a tied rope, and the lock, right? And to raise up out of Nu, from inertness, from being inert, from still, not found I a place that I could stand there, right? And that's where Ma'at comes into place. That's where why Ma'at is the foundation, right? I say that in the beginning of in my tones at the beginning of the classes. Ma'at is foundation, and this is literally written into this creation story, and speaking about the coming out of Nu, the watery mass, a chaotic, which another term for the watery mass is He, the netter He, which you'll see in the Purim Herus as blue, as water. And it's also translated as to chaos, but it's not a negative chaos like Isfet. It's a creational chaos, and so for that to come out of the waters, and then there's no place to stand on, right? I have nothing to stand on, no foundation, and then Ma'at comes into place. And then here's the word Kut, right? Kut, Ku, the spiritual conscious light, right? The Ku, the Aku. And that word is strong, right? So I love looking at this at the meta netter, and seeing what words that they're using to translate from when telling these stories here, right? And so Kamam, which Kim, to find, it becomes another name for the creator, right? You'll see that to Kamam is the creator, and is Kim, to find, right? To dig. And dig into the darkness to create, right? And so that's a completely different concept, and why there says let there be light, right? Because and before there's light, there's darkness, right? Inertness, and then the light comes from that, and that comes from the Kim, the digging, and why all those words Kim tell that entire sentence of creating through digging into blackness. That's the word Kim. And so it's extremely beautiful and powerful. And then, like you said, great brother Atef, that you pointed out, and how we create through our passion, and you broke that down beautifully. In my heart, right? In my Eve, I create, and that was the same thing that Ptah spoke about in the Shabaka stone, which is another creation story. And how important is it through the Ebe and through the nest, through the tongue, through the Heka'u, is how we use to create. So it makes perfect sense why this matrix is made up that the way that it is, to distract from being able to do that which fulfills your Ebe, right? And because if you're able to do what fulfills your Ebe, now you become a creator netter, because that's how they created. And so to remove that, let's put everybody in these positions, throw them dormant, and siphon their energy, so they don't even have time or energy to do anything that they may want to do, right? And then here's that word that you were speaking about, Menkhu Ara, found it. I found it, shu. So Senti, right? And that is a nice looking glyph there. Which again, is why it's one of the beautiful things that I love about the meta netter, is the simplistic images used to tell such deep concepts. And I mean, it looks like a threaded, like a rope, right? A twisted rope, just like all of our sacred symbols deal with ropes and knots and looping. It's very powerful. Shu made our attributes, all attributes, Aru. Right? Aru, Ara, Ari, to the attribute of oneself, which is the image of the Karas, which is like same as Tut, right? The image of something, to echo a recreation of that thing. And so then it becomes the attributes, because it's just, that's another aspect of who you are, right? The Aru, all of them. Alone was I, right? Ua, which is one, right? One. So yeah, laid foundation in my heart, in my own heart. Again, laid foundation, the foundation, the Maat. There was no, as it said in the beginning, there was no foundation in which I could stand on. So therefore, Maat was put into place, right? So that same foundation is placed within the Ebe. Very powerful. I cohabitated with my fist, right? Anuk, right? And I love how this word is even to mean I. The Nu, which is what we're talking about, which comes out of the primordial waters, is Nu, right? And that is you, right? You, if that's the Ka, right? The Ka, which is the you coming out of the Nu, right? And that is the I. And then same thing with Pu. This word is Pu, Pa'u, again, to come forth, right? The Pa, the ancestors, the ones before, the Pa'ut, the 9 Natiru, the Pa'ut, right? So even these words to build the bridge between the sentences of the nouns and the verbs are extremely deep in the words that they use, right? Cohabitated with my fist. And here's the word for fist, right? Kefa or kef, right? Root word kef, kefa. And so this is speaking about creation, right? Like you broke down the Atef Rem Qem Maat, the cohabitation with the fist. This is speaking about concepts. This isn't a physical, quote unquote, physical body of something. This is a concept. So, and we have to look at the words that's being used and the story that's being told, because the Kemetians were the most profound and deep poets. All right, this is coming from a poet who loves metaphors and similes and the depth of how words can create concepts. And they were absolutely they were the ones who originated that, and they took it to a whole nother level and took that and told the entire story through these concepts, which is absolutely mind-blowing to sit down and understand what it had to have taken to tell such a expansive story like creation and make it make sense in the mindset of the ones who encompass a physical body, to help them to grasp and understand. So this word kefa or fist, because we're speaking, it's about sound vibration of the heka'u. So that word kefa or kef becomes to say as well. So the same word for fist is the verb to say something. So it's telling that the story in two ways, right? Through the sexual energy of utilizing the hand, right, to create that sexual energy. But that same word for hand is the same word to say. So it's literally like speaking, again, speaking into existence. So it's so powerful and beautiful to be able to understand how we taught through sexual concepts of and making them understandable through means by that we have access to, such as our hands and such as our mouth, right? And so this is just a deep story, and then having to be able to think like them in that time. It's not like today where everything is pause every minute, right? Every time somebody pause, it's like I wasn't even thinking about that. And now that's all people think about is pause in everything, things that don't even, it's crazy, you know? So everyone is constantly thinking about some type of homosexual thing, so much so that every other word comes out their mouth is pause, and ain't nobody thinking or speaking like that. And so when we can remove that and remove the way that we're thinking today and put ourselves in the ancient times when we were in our pure state, when we didn't even have that concept, where no, that's not even something that we're not walking around thinking about that 24/7, wearing our speech like everything is taken in that type of way. So no. So when we are able to remove that and put ourselves back in that consciousness, then these things become much more pure and understandable, because they weren't thinking like that. So we can't put today's modern day perverted negative concepts into sexuality on them, because their stories are it's telling such a magical Hekau story, and which is true, that makes up the fabric of this reality, when we're able to remove those negative thoughts that this false matrix puts into the concept of the mind. So the same word for hand is the same word to say something, because building, you're creating through all those means. Spread out have I in it, raised have I my hand, right? Raised have I my hand, alone was I, not born were they, not had evacuated, I shoe. And so here's this word for hand. Here's another word for hand. One of them was kefa, and here's another hand, which is the jet. So kefa was hand, kef was to say, and here's the jet, which is hand. And what's another word that creates the jet? Right? To speak. So again, the hand is associated with speaking, sound vibration, which is also yourself, right? Which is what I taught about in my last class, re-up opening of the mouth, and how the jet is also self. It's another word for image, or like tut, right? Or like aru, an image or echo of you. You are that, and that comes from the sound vibration, which then makes up the same word as the hand. So how is two different definitions for the word hand also have two different definitions that mean the same thing, which is to speak or words? That's not accidental. All that is on purpose, right? And of course the che, which then creates the eternity, and the jed, which is then also creates the spine, that which allows you to stand up straight and be firm, right? In your conviction, in your diction, right? To stand up firm through the column of the spine, the thes. So taking these words and looking at the meta netter, these stories start to become much more complex and much more deep, but yet understandable, because especially when we teach them through the lens of what the ancestors taught and not through modern day teaching. So very powerful, very beautiful. And then I love this part too, which is directly connected to Atef, because I gather up my limbs, right? Which is what the whole point of becoming complete is. It's what the Neterets did, to gather up the limbs of Asar to bring him back together into a place of completion. So now we're in tempt. So now we're in a completed state, a whole state. Whole is healthy, to be in a healthy state. So now in the creation, he's gathering up the limbs, right? And then I weep over them. I rim over them, and then become men and women from the tears of, from my tears. So then Rim also then creates the name of the people of the Nile Valley, which is the Remech. Remech is the Kemetians. That's how you say the Kemetians, the Remech or the Remeth. And because it comes from Rim, the tears, and that's what created the men and women. And here it is right here. That right there is like a th. It's a Greek letter, but it's the Reth or the Remeth. You'll see this spelled also with the M. So when you look this word up today, it won't be just R-E-T-H. It'll be R-E-M-T, because it is from Rim. It's from Rim, because that's where the people of the Nile Valley came from. And so here's another story that's being told on why the Kemetians are called the Remech or the Remetiu, because they come forth from the tears of Rim, and are living examples that from which the creation itself coming out of Ma'ai, Maat. Children there multiply they upon this earth, says Ort Hekau, the genius, namely of enchantments. Fated are they for destroying the enemies by the force, by the kut of Tep Re, right? The beginning, the forefront, like the Tep Aui, which is the ancestors, the Zep Tepi, the time before, right? Tep, to before the utterance, the mouth is fated, right? And I brought that up in my last class as well, in which I've never heard anyone speak about. And what did the ancestors say about fate? What did the ancestors say about destiny? Is that a real thing? What do they teach on that? Because they do have a teaching on fate and destiny. It's fated what become has my limbs, right? And here's this word. Here's the jetu, right? The jet, which was the same word for hand. Ort hekau. Does anyone remember from my last class what the Ert Hekau is? Does anyone remember what that is? Let me ask the chat or the great brothers on the panel. The Ert Hekau. Does that word sound familiar?
Powerful speech, brother.
Yes, it is the Ert, the powerful speech. But I showed something, and in my last class of something that's the name of something, like an object, right? And here it says says Ert Hekau, who is the genius, namely of enchantments. Genius is Ka. Ka. So yes, it was the Or Hekau, the instrument for opening up the mouth. So now we have the same word that creates the instrument for opening up the mouth. And if you all haven't seen that class, you can go to that class to see what the opening of the mouth is, and how deep it gets, and how connected we are to creation. This is the creation story, right? And that which comes from the stars. Thy soul is a star living, right? As it's taught in the pyramid text. So it's actually saying that this is speaking Ert Hekau, the Ka Pu Hekau, which is the same word for the actual instrument itself. So this is a whole nother level of complexity and Hekau and magic, and how we implemented it in everything, and in our objects, and how the actual sound vibration of the tone that's given to the object has a consciousness in itself, because the sound vibration is conscious. It is conscious in itself, because everything is made up of sound vibration, and your observation literally collapses wave functions when you're observing it. So it's aware that you're aware of it. So it is conscious in itself. So when we put the sound vibration into the actual object, it then becomes a conscious thing. So how deep is the Ren? How powerful is a Ren? Man. Cash Pete, and that was last week. Last class last week is called Re-Up Opening of the Mouth. Yes, it was last Sunday. And I think this couple more here, because y'all know the meta netter is became I out of one netter, three netter, three natiru, Kemet netter, to wit from myself. Right, so from one became three, and that is one of the things that inspired my last spoken tone performance called Trinity Soliloquy. It's literally 3 in 1, because the Natiru teach that yes, it started with Ua, and then came 3, and then got later put into your biblical teachings, and God and was the one, and then became the Trinity. Right, so we're the originators, the creators of all of that, and it all happened through Keper, through the Kepera, through the revolution, for the evolution. That is the creation, and that is just like how the what's known as the Fibonacci sequence then begins to erect itself. Right, 1 1 1 2 1 2 3. So it literally is from 1 to 3, and then it starts to expand by 5, and then 8, and then 13. But the first numbers are 1, 2, 3, right? So from 1 becomes the 3, and then it starts to echo out itself, leaving the sequence of numbers. So, and that is what makes up most of creation. Natural creation is created in that sequence. So our ancestors completely understood this and told so many stories to help us to understand what this thing is and how it is, and how it's made up. And so to echo it, everything that we built was built on top of that structure. The same structure that created the universe, the same mathematical sequence, is what we used to demonstrate our knowledge of that was demonstrated through everything. And that is completely beyond anything ever you'll ever come into contact with in any culture ever. And it's embedded in this language here. So absolutely fire. Right. And then here it says on, or in, says my eye. Right. Now the eye is speaking. I commanded. On na. Because see, here's on, which means to bring something. So you see the little bowl with the feet, to bring, but then it's also the same word as saith. I brought, commanded, and that's what my eye is saying. That's what my eye is saying. How is your eye speaking? This is something that can never be understood without going into the mindset of the Kemetians and the ones who brought this forward. It's so powerful and it's so deep. I'm so thankful for the great ancestors and for today, Saba Tehuti being able to be who he is and bring this consciousness forward for us to then begin to learn in the ways of the ancient ones, and to stand on what they taught us should be stood on, right? Which is, of course, Ma'ah and Ma'at, right? The organization, that's the actual organization. So with this, with this being the inception, house of Aten, the teachings of Ma'at, it's the teachings of organization, of truth. And so therefore that also becomes the eye. And to see that, and so now my eye is speaking, right? Which is also the watch it, right? All of the senses coming together into one to be able to mathematically see creation itself, which is why they're all mathematical. Each section of the eye is a fraction, which then all equals up to 63rd over 64. And that's a whole nother thing. So the ancestors, I'm just thankful that Saba Tehuti unlocked a part of my consciousness to be able to bring this forward, and the great brothers to be in the frequency of Ma'at and to be in the frequency of this consciousness is the superior consciousness by far, and that gave birth to all of these concepts today. And like you said, great brother Menkhu Ara Meri Ma'at, with the teachings of law of attraction, right? And law, what is Ma'at? Ma'at is the law, right? So that being in that is creates the attraction itself. So then it's the MERS, the Meri. And so we're the land of attraction. And this matrix here, does a great job at making us to forget that, making us to forget our own power and our own ability to do this. And it does a great job. I mean, the architects of this matrix knew all of this. And so when they implemented and created it, they made sure to put in fail safes. They put in fail safes. So there's layers of fail safes that one has to get through on a consistent basis every single moment of every single day to be able to truly overcome this. And so they They did not play around. They didn't have any games. They didn't play no games with setting this up, but they created a game for us to play. So we're playing the game that they created. While when they was creating the game, it was not a game to them. It was very serious, and they still are. So, so yes, says my I brought I commanded. Absolutely powerful. That nah, there's another I. The I, the nut is nah, which is the waves. I founded I Shu, the Shinti, and then I looked this up real quick. Shinti, which is the foundation of something. So it's also that's Maat too. So we got to look into deeper of this word. So you brought up this word, and it's the same word as definition as Maat, which is the foundation of something, foundation of enclosure wall, and Shinti, the likeness of something. Right? You're what in the likeness, right? Made in the likeness. Same thing as like being made in the image. You're in the likeness of something. So the echo, the creation, so the foundation in itself. So I just wanted to throw that in there real quick. Because I mean, this is absolutely beautiful. And here's a image of it on the actual wall. So
wait. Did you have this already? How did you do that this fast? See, you know what? You're not playing fair, Ahati. You're not playing fair. You do that so fast. HERU to you, brothers. This is very. I'm so proud of y'all. This is very impressive. That's amazing. You found that so fast.
House of Aten is us returning to source, is what Tehuti, Sabo Tehuti has been explaining to us. Tehuti and Maat is the origin of the law of attraction.
Yo, let's go.
So yes, to our great brothers, to our Atef Rem Qem Maat for choosing this story and for reading it so gracefully. To our great brother Menkhu, our Rob Meri Maat for being here and for the words that you added as well, and for your consciousness and your energy. It would not be the same without you brothers at all, because from the very inception, from the very beginning, just seeing where we're at now from where we were, and it's just amazing what Maat does. It's just amazing what the Natiru do, and being in the presence of the great Saba Tehuti, what is able to erect from that. So it's very powerful. To our HERU, I hope I was able to give some more understanding to this story, and help explain some of how we talked about the creation. And it's just beautiful. So HOTEP, great brothers.
To our great brother for your beautiful breakdown and for the surprise. Looks like we got a new member, Rasheli. HERU to you, great sister.
Oh, hey, let's give her a round of applause for that. Yeah, to our sister for becoming a member. For those who are wondering what that is, right next to the House of Aten subscribe button, you see a button called join. That's how you join in to the membership on here on YouTube, which gives you some great perks, and you can see all of that when you hit that join button. You can see all the details of that. And make sure you're subscribed, hit that notification bell so it's on all. So every time we go live, or anytime we post a community post, anytime we post a video, you'll see all of the notifications. And all of the members who subscribe to YouTube, any videos that we post, that's not live, like recorded videos that we're going to be posting, we'll get access first. So those of who are actual members here on the YouTube will get access to our posted videos before anyone else. So that's another great thing of becoming a member, is you'll be able to see and take in that information before it goes public to everyone. So make sure everyone joins in here on the YouTube so you can get that benefit and get those beautiful emojis that you can now post, that you see the great members posting of Tutankhamun, Khonsu in Tutankhamun's form. Or excuse me, I said that in reverse. Tutankhamun in Khonsu's form. Beautiful, beautiful statue. And we see Neferkeperet just posted these beautiful images. We got Saba Tehuti as an emoji. Saba Tehuti is an emoji on YouTube. So you can post those. So everyone become members. Tua Rasheli or Chelly. I'm not sure which, if it's a sh or a ch, but Tua for that.
Come join us, House of Aten, Ancient Tehuti and Teachings and the TCHER. Back to the source, we the original axemen. Yeah, we cooking too. We got a lot that's gonna be coming forth really soon. Ani shared some I don't even know how to describe it. I don't even have the English language to articulate what Ani shared with us, me and Menkhu, a couple of weeks ago. What's going to be brought forth, but we're all working on some things. So the House of Aten is going to be bringing forth some groundbreaking, beautiful things coming up here in the future. So, you know, let's build this thing. Let's all play our part and build this thing brick by brick. You know, the foundation has already been laid for us. Those of us that are in that frequency, the foundation has been laid. It's Maat. So yeah, I'm definitely honored to, you know, I feel like I've been chosen too. I feel like I've been chosen, but the more I learn, again, it's about choosing yourself, because we are the netter. So me even feeling like I've been chosen, it's just me being accountable and me taking responsibility and me doing the work and, you know, reaping the benefits and gaining favor with the netter. You know, that's the reason why I give my offerings. That's the reason why I give my HOTEP to my great teacher, who is a netter. Because I want favor from the netter, and in turn, that is showing favor to myself, because we are all connected. So, you know, I can't cheat myself. I can't. It's just not. You know, it's just not intelligent. So, you know, you got to do what's necessary and do what you like, as Saba says. So for us over here at the House of Aten, Maat is the foundation, and we're going to continue to build in whichever way that we can, in whichever way that we choose to. And it's actually, like you said, to see how far we've come so far, man, is absolutely never. It's definitely beautiful, and I just want to give all of you, all of the supporters. I want to give all of you that support the House of Aten, that support the truth. I want to give all of you your flowers now. I want to give all of you your HERU. So I'm going to give you all a round of applause for continuing to support us in what we do, and support the netter, and support the truth, and support my aunt. So I'm going to give all of you in the chat and all of the supporters a round of applause, because what we're doing over here is groundbreaking. So we're going to go ahead on and salute ourselves and salute all of you. So. Yeah, we definitely appreciate the support, and it definitely shows. And for those that support our great teacher, man, yesterday's class was great, man. The support was absolutely. I got emotional. I was grateful, man. I I became overwhelmed with emotion of gratitude. Though again, like I said, I've been having these different insights and emotions, and I was extremely happy and grateful that our great Saba is being supported in the way that he is. So I just want to say thank you to all the supporters that support the House of Aten as a whole, individually and collectively. Our great master teacher. While I have this platform, I want to say that the link is posted in the chat. So come up on the panel. Those of you great supporters, come. We love to hear your tones. And I want to give a shout out to the great General Ahati Maat. HERU to you, great brother. Your energy and your frequency is definitely missed up here, brother. We definitely look forward to the day that you're back up here with us, teaching, learning, building with us. We know you're here, and your energy is felt. Of course, I also always give you a HERU, always give you a shout out, great brother. And I want to give a shout out to Killer Priest too, brother. I want to give a shout out to Killer Priest for taking the time to put our great teacher on his panel from the very first time that he did that. And that's how we all came together here. So we have to acknowledge all the pieces that came into play, and then also to acknowledge yourself, acknowledge your Eve, acknowledge the fact that you were on a particular frequency. And that's what led you here. That's what led you to the truth. And that's what I want to do. And that's where I'm at right now. Just echoing the tones of our ancestors. We've all sung the Spider-Man, Spider-Man. Dan, we know the jingles, and we know the stories and the lies and all of that. So, just familiarizing ourselves and getting acquainted with our own ancestors and our own culture is just a beautiful thing. So HERU to the netter for showing yourself, revealing yourself to us. So I just wanted to say that. I wanted to get that off my chest, off my Eve.
Yeah, so hit the link, y'all, if you want to come up, if you want to let your tones be heard before we showcase the support that we received in for this class. House of Aten, Cash App, PayPal. Show your support. Hit the link. Come on up if you are able to come up and speak for a moment. Oh, I heard somebody. Who is it? Minty?
The great brother Maheru. The
great.
Hero, the great superhero, the great netter.
The great brother Maheru. The great hero.
Oh, you got to echo Maheru.
The great brother Maheru.
Yeah. Yeah, now you're muted.
Great brother.
You can hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, great brother. Good
Yeah,
to see
HOTEP.
you. Good to see you, great brother.
All right, let me turn on the light. Yeah, HOTEP.
HOTEP,
Hey.
great brother.
Yeah, to all Atef, man, that was amazing, man. That story, the story of creation, and how the ancestors created us. Yeah, it's amazing.
To our great brother. It just I appreciate those Nefer words, and it's just an acknowledgement that we have that same power. We have that same power of creation. And we're just, a lot of us just don't use it consciously because of what we've been taught. So that's the origin of, where we come from and some of our abilities and what we have the ability to do. It's just up to you, great brother. I want to acknowledge you as a Nefer superhero, as a real live living netter, and it's beautiful to watch your journey as well, my good brother. As we continue to rise and evolve, brother, and be the best that we could be. It's good to see you all the time, great brother, and the energy that you bring forth is magnificent, my brother. It's the best. So continue to do you. and that I definitely look forward to some more bars. Because that netter on the wall was absolutely fire. So I love it, brother. I just want to give you your flowers, my brother.
Yeah, too. That was from the UPEC I had like over 20 years about seeing us in the UPEC. So it was very amazing. I had to. There's no way that I couldn't have went. Came to the gathering to be around. Something that I saw in what the ancestors, showed me, and that, this is a platform that, Tehuti has, allowed us to, to express, things that if you tell to the regular person, they might think that you're crazy, or, you're, when you think out of the box, yeah. So I mean, the ancestors from since I was young, I used to be I used to have upeches. Was afraid to go to sleep at night. I used to go down this like a slide, and I used to be around beings that didn't look like, didn't look like us. It's only until later on in my life that when I started dealing with the seals and stuff like that, and the ancestors opened the sub door and allowed me to go in, and showed me the experience of being created. It was very, very emotional. But thanks to seeing yourself being created from, fire, earth, and air and water, and the ancestors creating you, and you coming out of coming out from like Saba said, our visual cortex, where they had in on the canvas that they molded me from nothing, and coming out and seeing seeing us, how we were before. How we used to speak telepathic, and the reason why we were grunting and stuff like that was the gestures of how we spoke. It was really something that I can't explain, but through understanding the meta and going to the Saba classes with Saba, it helped a lot for me to to understand what what the ancestors revealed to me. So Tuwa to the Neteru and to Maat, the goddess Maat, the standard, without Maat, man, it's so never beautiful to be in the presence of Maat.
To our great brother, we definitely love you. And we definitely can feel your energy from your Eve, my brother. Everybody on the panel. This is what Maat feels like. This is what Maat looks like. This is how the truth resonates. You can hear with that great brother in his words. You can feel it. You can feel what he said. You can hear it. You can feel it. It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. And I just want to thank you for just sharing that with us, great brother. Just sharing what's on your Eve, because this is a safe space, and you're always welcome on this panel. You're always welcome up here with us, my brother. And it's an honor to stand next to you. It's an honor to know you. It's an honor to build with you, my great brother. So I just want to give a HERU to you, my great brother. I definitely want to salute you and HERU to you, great brother. So Tuwa for those beautiful words, my brother, because they were definitely felt. I could definitely feel your Eve.
Yeah, Tuwa, and I'm gonna make sure I send in a HOTEP to Saba, because this is something that it's really been on my Eve for a long time, and but I want to make sure that it's the HOTEP is a big HOTEP, because this is really something that experience I've been going through since a young child. Yeah.
Yes, I concur with everything that you are saying, and how powerful it is to gain understanding to something that you have experienced, that didn't have an explanation before. So I completely understand that. And it is very emotional to think about these things, and to understand what you're connected to, and what you're a part of is so very empowering. Of because we know through the metanetter language, that which what you come from is you, and it's literally taught in the language, which is through the owl, which is the letter M, which can either be from, and it also means to be in. It's im or imi, to be within. So that which we come from is that which we are. It's within us. So it is absolutely amazing to have a brother like you, who has such magical Hekau experiences, and to have a platform for you to come up and speak that confidently, and know that that is who you are, and the power that you are able to held within you is something that's special, and you're a living example for everyone, to expand the consciousness of what's possible. And so when you speak about your upeshes, and you speak about these experiences you have, most people do not have those type of experiences. So when you have that, when you provide that, it opens up the realm of possibility. So Tua for being courageous and being who you are, and being confident in your Ebe, and confident in your words, and coming up here and speaking that, and being vulnerable with us is very powerful. So Tua and Hinu to you, great brother, for that.
Yeah, and you know, the Tehuti said, Saba said that, you know, the proton is supposed to repel. You're supposed to repel in the upesh, or in, you know, in the underworld, where you're able to connect. You're not supposed to really be, you know, able to feel, you know, the presence of you know, the elements through your body. Is not, your body's not really capable of, you know, dealing with that you know, level of, you know, of fire, earth, air, and water, you know, of creation. So you know, it's really yeah, the ancestors is really deep, man.
Yes. Peace, Minty Hotep. Welcome to the portal here.
Peace, Hotep, everyone. This vibration is amazing. I love the way it's a continuation from yesterday. I didn't get to hear what was said about the Upesh, but from the part that I did catch, I think we're awakening those parts in our DNA and our brain, those parts that have been dormant for a long time. Saba Tehuti is giving us the codes to realign ourselves with our purpose and the netters. So I think that's beautiful.
Yeah, we're here, and we're the best.
Yes.
So I'm out right now. I got to go back to the museum. I went to see the Book of the Dead exhibit that tomorrow's the last day. I'll let these guys go by. And I was greeted with the whole new exhibit. I was blown away. They have so much. They have so much there. I got some pictures. They have a karass. I don't know what's the term for the stone karass.
For the what they call the coffin?
Yes.
Yes, it's the karass. That's what it's called.
It's the karass.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this one had to be. This one had to be. It was so big. my mind is still blown from just being in there and looking at it. But they had the bottom portion and the top cover in slate. It was so beautiful. So I'm out right now. I'm just on my way back. I wanted to stop and listen to what I could catch. So that's great.
Yeah. So, I hope you got some great pictures, and looking forward to seeing those.
Yeah, I got some really good pictures and some really good videos, and I got to speak to some of the security guards that are guarding the exhibit. And the one that I spoke to said that when they brought it in, she's the one who examines it before it opens to the public, and then she examines it again when they close, just to make sure that everything was the way that they set it up for the day. And she said that when they brought it in, it had this strange odor. And she said that the energy in there has been extremely heavy to what's today's Sunday. So yesterday it just opened. She said the energy in there is really heavy, and she was describing parts about her body. She said like her left side feels like it was dragging. But when I went in there, I didn't feel any of that. I felt greeted. I felt embraced.
That's
Well,
really
you know, everyone isn't. Oh, go ahead, Menkhu. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, Ani.
No, go ahead, brother.
Well, this is the synchronicity is really beautiful because what I'm going to teach on next Sunday has something to do with that exact thing, Minty Hotep.
Great. I'll forward the pictures to you, and hopefully it'll be helpful to you. What I saw today was just amazing. Our ancestors it's just breathtaking. So Henu and Tua to the ancestors.
Yes, Henu to the ancestors. Ani, I did not mean to interrupt your share. Please go, great brother.
No, you did not interrupt me at all. I was just gonna say that yes, Minty Hotep, you will feel greeted. Everyone will not feel greeted, and because everyone is not, no one pays. We're literally living our lives to pay homage and give Henu to the ancestors, and to revere them, and to show them in their purest form that can be shown. Thanks to our great Saba Tehuti and teaching what they taught through their minds. So there is a different favor for us when it comes to the great ones. So yeah, it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. So yes, to our Hotep, peace for going down. I think what's that, your third time down there, and gathering up data.
Yes, I caught bits and pieces. I think the area that I'm at has bad reception, but I caught bits and pieces. And yes, this was my this is my third time down here. And some of the security guards were like, wait, you were just here last weekend. And I was like, yeah. So I think it's like, you know how people are going to the gym every chance that they get, so they're just like in the gym always. It's like me in the museum. Like I found a new passion. I was just blown away. I walked in there and they just had they had this there for me to be around in the physical, and for my eyes to see it and absorb it. It looked like one of the karass. It looked like the slate burial chamber. It's just a rectangle box with a huge lid, I guess what they call it.
Yes.
Yeah, it was something. It was a sight to see. So you brothers got to come down to California and witness it.
Yes, I'm not sure how long it'll be there, but there are some. We do have some great big plans to get. We got some things in the works, and um, with the consciousness of everyone and the support of everyone, we'll be able to do things together as a group. So,
hey, hey guys, I'm rounding up a posse. I'm about to go get I'm about to OJ them and go get our stuff back. Let's go get it back. It was stolen. It's ours. Let's go get it, OJ.
So the synchronicity about today is I was gonna go and welcome brother Primordial. I was kind of hesitant to go because of the parking situation and all that, but I was like, you know what? Today's the last day that I'm gonna have the opportunity to go back and see the opening of the Maat papyrus of Aset, and really have some deeper understanding while I'm looking at it. So I took the opportunity. I walked in there and I was greeted with this whole new exhibit. And when I went in there, there was a dozen speaking, giving the tour. So I got to listen a little bit to what the tour guides are telling the people that come to take the tour. And they have it. I like the way that they have it because they have it set up with the later period, like the I guess they called it the Egypto-Romano period, and then they have the Kemetic stuff on I guess if you're facing, they have the Kemetic stuff to the left. I like the way that they had that, and I like the way that the Dozen she explained that. So if you really pay attention, you can notice that this is slightly different from the statues that we have on this side, because it's later, more Romano Egypto, I think is what they call it. But throughout my visits to the museum, I was like, it inspired me to get into the Dozen program. So when I went there today, they were having the first tour with training the Dozens that are going to be exhibiting that exhibit. So I got to talk to some people, and hopefully, if everything works out well, I could be leading tours there.
that'll be excellent, great sister.
And I can, yeah.
Yeah, that'll be beautiful. That'll be excellent. Yeah, I look forward to seeing what everything you'll be doing. I think you're cutting in and out.
Yeah, and I could lead. Yeah, I know I have bad service. And I could lead people to what we're doing.
Absolutely. That's the whole purpose and goal, is to lead people to Ma'at. Ma'at means to guide. So to our sister, peace, good brother, Primordial Thought 9. Welcome to the panel. Welcome to the portal of the House of Aten. How you doing, great brother?
Hey, peace. Hey, I miss y'all, man. Excuse my absence yesterday. I had to jump up here on the panel and show myself. It's just great to see all of you, man. I love all of y'all. Definitely new to the House of Aten. Peace and love to the chat. Man, we just, honey, we working, man. We working a lot of time in the in what one would call the lab, I guess, and we getting it all together, man. So I appreciate all the patience, all the love. I appreciate the consistency from you, great brothers, most definitely. And new to y'all, man. Y'all know I'm a man of little words now. I like to listen, man. I like to listen to y'all. I really do. Y'all have no idea. I love to listen and examine. So I just wanted to say, man, I love y'all, man. Peace and love.
I love you too, great brother. We're gonna put you big screen. Maybe you can give us a class, give us a lesson, a teaching.
Yeah, most definitely. I know You've been patient with that. I know. I know Atef waiting on me. He been calling me out for a minute. So hey, we in the lab. We in the lab.
I think Mount HERU, you got an echo. Yes, to our great brother. We definitely appreciate you, the great moderator of the House of Aten. We definitely missed you yesterday. Glad to see you, and great Aku, and happy. So peace to you, great brother, Tua, for coming up here. Absolutely.
Yeah, to our great brother. You just got to put the boat in the water where you at, brother. That's all. You just start wherever you at, my brother. Listen, I'm way at the beginning, brother. You don't got to be shamed, brother. Get on up here and, you know, just show forth, bro. You know, whatever it is that you do, brother, you know that we love you. I want to echo that same sentiment. You know, you're always welcome here too. This is a safe space, and we building this together. This is our home. That was what Saba told us. We are the Natiru. We're us. We're them. They're us. So, you know, whatever you bring forth, my brother, whenever that time is, we definitely look forward to that. So, HERU to you, and Tua in advance, brother, for whatever you're gonna bring, because we all are the best at what we do. We just have to acknowledge that, and then we have to become that, and then do that. So it's an action. We just have to do what it is that we're to do. So, Tua for that, great brother.
Yeah, I just wanted to add on.
Definitely.
Go ahead, Primordial.
No. I was just agreeing. Go ahead, Menkhu.
I was just gonna share. I think as we're learning, I think thing that is very significant is we are being responded to for not just our words, but the vibration and the energy that's in, behind, and around not only the words, but all of who we are, right? All of who we are is more than the words that we're saying, but the words and what's in the words, what's around the words, what's behind the words is very important. So when Menti felt greeted, it was because of the energy that is in her and everything that comes with being imbued in this energy. So, you know, when it comes to the words, it's what's in the words, what's behind the words, what's around the words, and even beyond that, our Eve and all the 9 aspects to us, things are responding to all of that. And so that's a very powerful and beautiful thing to know.
Yes,
Yeah,
it really is.
most definitely.
It really is. Because when I'm in there, I'm looking at it so beautiful and breathtaking, and I see people, the look on some people's face, and they're afraid and they're confused, but they're still curious. So I thought that was fascinating too.
Yeah, I'm starting to understand more and more about like what Tef just mentioned about what Saba saying, that, you know, that we are the Natiru. Starting to understand that a little more and more. That that took some time to really digest for me, to really understand and try to imbue that. And it's really it brings curiosity on how long one has been existing and how low we've become. And that's just to fight back and get back to your status, get back to who you originally are, who you descend from. This last class I just did yesterday, I'm still in the replay of it, just rewind, play, like, because he's definitely, I think this is one of the best classes, one of my favorite classes, because one thing that I love is to just examine self every day. Just search yourself for every flaw, and that's it. Like, that's what it is. And that's the one thing that I constantly continue to practice, because it means a lot to me to work in myself first. And I think that's part of the reason why it's taken me so long to come up and do my thing, because I don't like to say things if I'm consistently doing it. And I feel like my words have way more power when I'm consistent in it, when I'm consistent in doing something. So so that's part of the reason of the delay, because I like to, the more I'm consistent in it, the more I understand it, and the more you're able to use different tones or different breakdowns or different examples to people. And I feel like that's what really helps. Like, that's what makes people really ponder on things and really take in what you actually saying, because like Saba says, like, he lives it. So when he breaks things down, you can automatically tell that he lives it. And that's what makes his just his existence so powerful, and why we even doing all this in the first place, because he's actually living it, and he's actually internally leveling up because he lives it every day. So you can always tell when someone's not, based off of their breakdown. So that's why that's why I take it so serious. I take it step by step. I try not to rush. I try to be, I know I can't perfect myself to where it's just all perfect. And like Atef said, man, put the boat in the water where you at. And I know just in that in itself is a practice, is work. I need doing a 4-hour class last Sunday. Like, that's work right there, regardless of the reciprocity coming in or not. That's discipline right there. That's I don't care through the ups and downs, I'm still gonna do this. And to me, that's training in itself. So I don't know, man. I like to watch y'all. I like to listen.
Well, we appreciate you, good brother. And like you said, bounce back game tremendo. We will bounce back to our status as the netter, you know, and you don't got to go too fast, brother, because when you rush the brush, you get paint on your hands. So, you know, whatever speed you go at is a great speed, my brother, because this thing came together like in a flash, brother, and I still don't know what's going on. I'm gonna be honest. I'm here. It's my aunt that guides me. You know, I'm just being real. I'm a baby. I'm just telling you, right? When we put it together, you know, the only thing I was operating on was my heart. You know, me wanting the truth in my heart, and what am I supposed to do? Saba just mentioned it yesterday. I was the lay down guy. I was laying down with this pillow right here. It was right there. I was laying on it, watching the podcast, just being a student. And you know, in my eve though, I would see Ahati supporting Saba, and I wanted to help, but I did not see the value. I did not see what I could do, you know, to help. I did not see where I could fit in at, you know, and I was happy being a student, you know. I was happy just learning. And the way this thing came together though, the way Ani and Ahati and us, the way we put it together was at a lightning speed, my brother. It's still amazing to me to watch how far we've come in such a short amount of time, and for me to still be a baby, you know. And you know, like you said though, I'm gonna tell you though, people hate up, they don't hate down. The hate is great, the love is fake, right? Why they hate on us so much? What is it about us that they hate on? It gotta be something. You have to be the Natiru. It only makes sense. You are the netter. So you are great, my brother, and we look forward to when you do come up here and you show forth, my brother, because you know, Maat will be victorious. So I'm gonna leave it with that. So Ani can show the support. But yeah, I definitely look forward to you, brother, whatever you bring forth. And we learning together. I'm a baby together, so we, you know, we'll start at the same. We starting at the same spot, brother. You know, hey, but look, we got Ani as an excellent example, because that brother's moving at warp speed, and I'm in his tailwind, brother. I'm right here. You know, I'm pulling up the rear. I'm taking, you know, I'm in my position. You know, we in formation, so you know, just find your spot, brother, and you here with us, brother. So Tua to you, great brother.
Can I just add one more thing?
Absolutely.
Yeah, brother Primordial, try not to overthink too much. Like Atef said, put your boat in the water where it's at, and you're gonna do just fine. I mean, I get on the panel, I have no idea what I'm gonna say, and I start talking, but the thing is, I speak from my Ebe. So I let my Ebe guide me, and I don't always say things as beautifully as I would like to, but I am getting that off of my Ebe and into the ears of people that listen to me. So I know you're gonna do great, and we believe in you.
I love how when a thought is planted, and now you got people now you're getting some push. So it's just a beautiful thing to see and to hear you speak about it as well. And we promote this for everyone. So when I first put it out there for people to come up here, and because that's what Saba's teaching. He's teaching to be a student, but it's the same word for teacher. And so there's a lot that comes with that, and it's a beautiful thing. And sometimes we need that pressure. Sometimes we need that pressure, because I know I needed that. When Saba Tehuti in one of the pod classes was asking people to come up and no one was coming up, and he said, "Be the bull." That was the pressure put on me. I felt like he was talking to me, not to me directly, but you know, you take things that you need to hear at the specific time. And when he said, "Be the bull," I said, well, if he's saying be the bull, that must mean I ain't the bull. So now I have to be the bull. And so now I have to come up. And so sometimes we need that, and it's a beautiful thing. And yeah, absolutely. It's wonderful. And I look forward to what everyone brings forward. And as we continue to grow and expand, I had an excellent meeting with Saba Tehuti today. And the House of Aten is in complete motion. And so just like how each of the brothers up here, no one was asked to be in anything. We made the decision and just did it, and created it. And so everyone has that same opportunity to create your position in which and where you want to stand in this movement of representing the Natiru in its purest form. So it's you know, it's very it's so powerful. So HERU to you, great brothers. Primordial Thought 9, my HERU. To you, great sister Minty HOTEP. To all the great people, all the great supporters in the chat as well. Nookpoo, wonderful supporter. He put it out there too. Hey, if you put it out there, I'm gonna remind you of it. What'd you say? He said, "I will come up when the egg hatches." Okay, so you put it out there. So you know.
I know I got some deadlines to meet in a couple of days.
Sister Minty HOTEP put it out there. So now we're gonna, you know, I love when that happens, because now I can remind you what you
But
said.
you know what's so beautiful about that? I just want to say to everybody on the panel, that's what's so beautiful about this panel, is that we build each other up, that we are supporting each other, that we inspire each other, that we motivate each other. We're not tearing each other down. Primordial, why your background look like that? And look at you, why you doing that? This ain't that type of space, my brother. So this is a beautiful, loving space, and this is what the Netter do. This is what we do. We inspire because we building a nation, brother. This is what we have. So we got to work with what we got. So, you know, it was Maat that motivated me too. My hemp was like, why are you laying down? When she saw me, I came up, Saba asked for those that had asked the question. I had asked the question, and he asked for us to come on the panel, and I just put the phone up to my face. I was laying down. And when my hemp saw that, she was like, what are you doing? Like, what kind of representation is that of yourself are you showing forth? And she was right. She had no idea what my aunt, a netter, none of that was, but just in her being a supporter of me, when she saw that, when I showed her, like, look, you know, I was on the little panel or whatever, because she had saw me always, what she wanted, what I was doing every Friday night. You know, what was so important now? What was occupying my time? And when I told her, she was supportive, although she had no idea of it. But she's the one that motivated me. She was like, you need to sit down. You need to, you need to sit up straight. You need to, show forth.
She's a natural at what she does. She's a natural Natert.
Absolutely. So, my good brother, that's what we do here. We build each other up. So that's what I wanted to add, that's what we're doing. We are builders here. We are not destroyers. We're only destroying Isfet. We are builders of one another, of the nation. And, we're all representative of the Natiru, because that's who we are, and that's what we are, and that's what we do. So Tua to you, and Tua to all of you that will come forth, because it's going to be like an inundation. Once everyone comes forth and everyone takes their position, we're unstoppable. Ma'at is unstoppable. So I definitely look forward to that day. To those days when we all are, in our place, in our rightful position. So Tua for that, great brother.
All right, yes. So I'll go ahead and showcase the support, and then we'll close out. And yes, the beautiful thing that Saba Tehuti has brought forth. And breaking the consciousness of the matrix is to be able to explain certain things. So, to be a representation of something, to be able to explain what that thing is. And it's just a very powerful thing. So the tone and the sound vibration in which that we claim is shown through in action and expression. So that's just a standard that we all should take with everything that we do. For saying, if I am this, I can teach on this. I can teach what that is. It raises the standard in everything in your life. So HOTEP to the great brothers who are living representations of that. So let's show the support. First, we'll go with the great brother, great member of the House of Aten, wonderful supporter, Oxafek, who sends in the palindrome 1221 for Tua Ishin for February, Henu Nefer Senu. To our great brother Oxafek. Yeah, this brother is a wonderful, great supporter in every way. Everything that we do, he's one of the supporters who supports in every single way that we have available. And a great student as well. And I also see him teaching. So to you, good brother, Oxafek, and we appreciate you. All right, next we have Anthony Peden, Cash Peden in the chat, who sends in 1375 for Atef's insights. Yes, Hotep, good brother, Cash Peden. We appreciate you. Glad to see you here in class. Hope to see you with us more consistently and in Tehuti's pod class. Your presence is definitely missed. 111-222-333-444. You said a staple. So we appreciate you, good brother, for your support here and for your words of adoration for Atef. So Tua to you. All right. Oh, did you say something, Atef?
I was saying 2 out to the great brother Cash Pete and 2 out for you, great brother. NU.
Yes, excellent. All right. Next we have again Nook Poo, who sends in 333 for Ma'akaru, Tua, Henu, Hotep, Meri, Natu, Natiru, Heka, Maat. Yes, I mean, what more can be said about this great brother who just is amazing in his support and you know, in your presence in the chat rooms and in the words and the heka'u that you produce. Everywhere that we see you, you're producing the heka'u. So continue to keep doing that, and we appreciate you, great brother. Nook Poo, Ma'akaru, Amun Ray. Peace to you. All right, next we have Eric G, who sends in 333 for the playback. All right, yes, to our good brother Eric G, another excellent House of Aten member. We appreciate you as well, and the support. This great brother also purchased a hoodie that he will be receiving this coming up week. So Tua for supporting in that way as well. Eric G, that's it. And I don't know if this is Nook Poo sent so many. I'm not sure if I showed. I don't know which ones, but I know this one came in, so I'm gonna show this one. 333 for a vase, Natiru axis, Hotep, Natiru, Heka'u, Ma'akaru, 3, Ma'at, E, Makai, Shu, 2 out.
2 out, great brother. I look forward to your energy too coming up here, brother, on the panel. Love your energy as well.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, very powerful energy. You know, I'm looking forward to the next Pathways to Awakening, and seeing all you great brothers and sisters again, and seeing the growth, and you know, this is wonderful. So continue, keep doing what you're doing, great brother, and Isfet will always be overcame. It will always be overcame. So Tua for representing Maat, good brother. All right, next we have let's see, did I show this one? No, Robert E. Williams, who sends in 1072 for On the Strength, support for the House of Aten.
Robert Williams, that was a phenomenal gift, my good brother. I need one of those. I need one of those Kopeshes. That was absolutely beautiful. Hindu and Tua for that, my brother.
Yeah, that was fire. I mean, that thing was, you can that's used to fight the giants right there. That thing
Soul
was,
caliber.
It was almost as big as me.
Oh my goodness, that was beautiful.
You chop down the tree with that joint. That's a straight up weed whacker for sure.
Yes, to our great brother Robert E. Williams, another wonderful Nefer supporter of the House of Aten, Tehuti pod class. Very the question that you brought forward when asking about the Men in Black and the class that came forth from that, Tua for that question. Tua for that question, because without that question, we would not have received that answer. So Tua for that, and for your support. All right, and let me check again. Okay, what's this one? Let's see. Cash Peden says, "You are very welcome, my mental mirror, brother Ani. You have become a great student of the truth. You have become a spectacular and impressive leader." Tua, great brother Cash Peden. I appreciate your MEDU very much, and I appreciate your acknowledgement as well. So yes, Tua, great brother, and Tua for being here in the class and expressing your Eve and giving your adoration to the brothers. It's so beautiful to witness and to see that, because this is the only place where it'll happen. This is it, the House of Aten, Tehuti pod class. This is the only place it'll happen. So Tua, great brother.
So I want to give my good brother Ani a round of applause for that, because I definitely echo that sentiment, because we've been on this ride for a couple years now, and it is absolutely impressive to see your progression and your elevation, great brother. So I'm gonna give you
better keep teaching like
well.
this. You, yo. I was thinking, I was like, they really, the culture has shifted and the power has transitioned. Don't nobody really want no smoke.
Yes, to see how far you've came in this short amount of time is testimony that the Natiru are within us.
Neb Nefer Unk. Everything is beautiful in life.
Yes, to our sister, to our great brothers. Absolutely. It's an honor and a privilege to be amongst such beautiful consciousness of just energy and just fire and water and the mixture of both, and how everyone's ka and bas are so unique to them, and yet so expansive and just beautiful. I'm just thankful to be a part of this and surrounded by such powerful beings. So just yes, Tua and HOTEP for that. And
really quick, I'm sorry, Ani. After you share what you were going to share, yesterday we had a little bit of a space where Saba had to come off screen, and I was asking for you to share a little bit about how you were received when you taught at the event yesterday. If you feel compelled to share a little bit more about that, that would be beautiful. If not, we can do it another time.
Okay, yeah, sure. I can do that really quick. Yeah, it was a great event. For those who may not know, I did a lecture and a performance at an event Friday. It was beautiful. and I streamed it live on Instagram. And I'll put my Instagram here in the chat for you all who may have that, because I'll post it. I'll post the replay later for those who may want to see that, who wasn't able to be there live. And it was great. It was great. I had some people afterwards talk to me about wanting to set up classes, and it's just wonderful to, because you know, when people don't necessarily, they've never heard this before, and being very attentive, I know, I pay very close attention to my surroundings, and it's just wonderful to see certain things be received, and yeah, it was wonderful. It was beautiful. So I look forward to doing more lectures, in-person lectures, in-person teachings, and continuing to grow and spread my art, teach people about the origins, where all their religions come from, where the superior consciousness exists, where the real movements are being built, and representing the House of Aten. So to our great brother for asking, to our for being there live with me. The great brother Primordial Thought 9 was it there with me. Nook was there live in the chat. So my apologies for, you know, if I miss, there was other people as well. Angela Gates was in there. Yeah, some of the great people, supporters came out and watched that. I got this little portable like microphone, so you can hear clear, and I'll be able to I'm gonna do more things like that on the social side. I've never been a social media person ever. I've been very private. But now if there's something for me to come out and invest the time and energy into social media, it will definitely be for my art. And that's where everyone is. So we are, and we're also looking for a social media manager for the House of Aten. So if anyone wants to step up to that position and say, hey, I want to help promote on the social media side, we are looking for that. Yes, to our great brother for asking, and yeah, for your presence. Yes, it was wonderful.
I'll definitely have to catch the replay. And when I pulled up to the museum, I was bumping lead with your left. So it's like, we're here. We're here.
Yes, and I don't want to say too much. I don't want to say too much, but let's see, what's today?
I'll say it. My HERU Scribe collaboration coming soon.
Yes, I would love that.
Wall. That would be fire.
Uh-oh. I think there's a...
Yeah, I'm ready.
Beautiful.
The nets are on the wall.
Yes.
Wait, Ani, you got a track with Saba Tehuti?
No, I do not.
No, it's coming. It's coming, Menti.
It is coming.
Tehuti is coming. Okay. The track with my HERU is coming. Everything is coming forth. The beautiful Nefertones, they coming forth. You got to speak it into existence. That's what I want to hear. I want to hear that. I want to see that. So it's going to happen.
Yeah, that's what I just did. That was the intention.
Yes. Yeah, there's some beautiful things in the works. Absolutely. So
it's January 28th, by the way, Ani. It's January 28th, by the way.
Okay.
According to which calendar, Gregorian or Julius Caesar? Which one now?
I know Ani on a different type of time. You see how quickly he pulled up that glyph. Nobody ever seen that glyph before. And here come Ani, did a whole presentation on the glyph in like 2 seconds. He on a different type of time. He not human.
Hey, he said my aunt always at the ready.
Yes, great as my aunt, never at the ready. So yeah, I look forward to bringing forth some tones for you all. Absolutely. So just stay very tuned in. Keep your ears to the streets of my aunt. Absolutely. Okay, so I'm gonna show this last support, and then we'll close out. All right, and it is Rochelle, who is. Oh, I see what you did there with your name, Rochelle. She says, for Tua, always a pleasure. Sent in 777. Yes, Tua for your support. Love seeing you here in the chat, and for becoming a member, leading by example and becoming a member here at the House of Aten on the YouTube channel. So yes, there's multiple ways that you can support us through the YouTube, and that's the step that everyone should take. And then the next step, of course, is becoming an official member of the House of Aten, the movement. And again, I look forward to bringing forth a new sound vibrational tone to represent what membership is, because this is the house of the ancient Tehutian teachings of Natiru, and those who are members are now part of the household of the Natiru. So HOTEP HERU. Peace and love to you, Rochelle, for supporting. All right, so we'll go around primordial thought, and then Minty, and then HERU, if you all want to give some closing words to close us out, and then the brothers up here will also close out.
Yeah, peace and love to everybody. Of course, Henu and Hotep to the great Saba Tehuti, Amun Hotep Ra. Henu and to the great Ahati Maat, that's a great brother as well, the general. Peace and love to you, great Atef, great Ani, Menkhu, HERU, Minty. Peace and love. I love all y'all. Peace and love to the chat. May Ra grant you and your family's health and prosperity. May your monument be established on the foundations of Ma'at forevermore, and may you all rise and come forth as conscious light, like the divine Ra who rises and shines forevermore. Henu, Hotep.
Henu.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Hotep, Henu, and Meri, to everyone that joins us every week, everyone that joins us in the conscious fight against Isfet. Hotep and Henu to our great Saba Tehuti. I love all of you, and just for the ones that need this, just remember that Ma'at is on your side. Just tap into it, and you are a lot powerful than what you were ever told to be. So just believe in yourself. Nefer Neb Unk, everything is beautiful in life.
And Henu House of Aten, and thank that meeting Saba, and we had the opportunity tomorrow to go to the MEDU class, and the eye of Ma'at, and the light and the sound frequency on the MEDU and the language, and the standard that we the Ma'at, the opportunity that they have given us, the ancestors, Netru, the Neturu, Tua, and Henu, to all all the followers of the House of Atton.
Yes, to our HOTEP, Henu, to you all. We appreciate your presence up here on the panel with us, and for the support that you provide for the House of Aten, so we can stay stable and continue to keep building. HOTEP and Henu. So yes, peace and love. HOTEP Henu Ma'akaru. Tua to all the great supporters. We appreciate and love you all very much. We look forward to seeing where everyone continues to Keperu to, as the wonderful Netter Nebuchadnezzar speaks about becoming Keperu, to bring forth existence, which is also what we are to echo. So I look forward to seeing everyone's Keperu and growth and expansion. It's so very phenomenal to be in the midst of such powerful and beautiful and intelligent beings, Khus. So continue to stay on the path of Maat. Make sure you all are in the Discord channels, and just doing what's necessary. Wisdom Wednesday classes. We have one coming up this week, so all of the members be on the watch for that link in the Discord for the Wisdom Wednesday class. So yes, Sekem M Arit, Murder Ka'a, Semu Hatu Natiru, Pert in Hetep. I have obtained the power to do what pleases my Ka. May the hearts of the Natiru lead me. I come forth in peace. HOTEP.
HOTEP, Menkhu, you got some closing words, great brother?
Yes. Hinu to the panel, Tua to everyone for your energy, everything that you bring to the House of Aten. A ceremony is happening in the portal beyond the teachings now. For a very long time, we are having community right now. We're building each other up. We're sharing information. It's very beautiful what is developing right in our midst. So I want to say, come to me, Tehuti, O noble ibis. Come to me and give me counsel to make me skillful in your calling. He who masters it is found fit to hold office. Fate and fortune are to be found with you. Peace and love.
HOTEP, peace and love. Those were Nefer words. This was a beautiful class. It's an honor to be up here. It's an honor to present. It's an honor to build this nation with you, with this beautiful energy that all of you bring forth. So I want to say Hinu to the Natiru. The Natiru are real. It's a beautiful thing. I see all of you here. This is how I know the Natiru are real, because I see all of you and I can feel your Nefer energy. So with that, we will end, as we do every week, with our beautiful affirmation. House of Aten, ancient Tehuti and teachings of the Natiru. We are taking everything back to the source. That is our mission here. So we will end, as we do, with our beautiful affirmation from today's readings from the creation story. I laid the foundation of things in my own heart, and there came into being multitudes of created things, which came into being from the created things, which were born from the created things, which arose from what they brought forth. I found no place whatsoever there whereon I could stand. I worked by the power of a spell, by means of my heart. I laid a foundation for things before me. And whatsoever was made, I made. I was one by myself, and I laid the foundation of things by means of my work. And I made the other things which came into being, and the other things of Khepera which were made were manifold, and their offspring came into existence from the things to which they gave birth. Unki and Maat, Un and S, Nintet or Set and Maat, Minhapapat and Maat, Her and Huqui, Per Ikut. I live for Maat. I exist within her. I do not speak in the place of Maat. Every day I advance towards Maat. My being is surrounded in darkness. I come forth as conscious light.
Trinity Soliloquy. A path less taken, no one sits adjacent. Stand on your square was before the Masons. See how 3-3s control just like the degree. Flow, fire. 3-2 is the point where you freeze, froze. Eyes closed, yet I can still see. Show actions alongside your speech. Spoke words of magic to unwind what's happened. Alighted in angled ones with slight curves. The nerve of them to think they could use my magic on me. I'm consciousness of the original land of the Trinity. Kemetic. Maat is the owl of sight. What's dark to you is light to me. All I see are 3s. I lift veils like my child is a bride to be. Triangles not yet explored. Lead with left. Right is flat on the floor. 90 degrees. V's. Ascension up. Scale. Lean on lines like Google activist. HERU was original black fist. Res erection. HERU is also the phallus. I point out and spit life into the womb. Portals, that's the first matrix. Mother goddesses give praises. Vision acute for the ones obtuse. Appoint me to the source of anointing. Apply oil under spells when raising a Bible. Just go spell. Numbers creating angles, geometric language. Travel up ladders with these letters. Gematria. These words aren't adding up for the better. Chanting in mirrors. Ua, sin, Kemet. 1, 2, 3. This art has no limit. No cap, don't need a degree. This is a collage of knowledge applied. But I guess it's dumb to be wise and speak. Freemason is 9-6. That's 15. 1 plus 5 is 6. That's 3-3. Sex, hex. They have them thinking a man was supposed to bleed for your life to be eternal. Please wake up and rise. Res, God is within thee. This isn't belief. Menstrual moon cycles. Yah is the name of Tehuti. ABCs. The alpha beta has them in a spell that they can't see. Silent K's. G's disappear with no knowledge. They hide their hands, rock, stone, and trees. The illusion is that they feel free. Feel free.
Yo, let's go.
My eyes, then I woke up back in my bed. I could see my room as clear as looking through a lens. See, I thought I was awake, so then I tried to move, but my body shocked me like I was plugged in a socket. I started panicking and scrambling within my mental. I thought I died and now my body, I'm forever locked in. I was screaming, help me, someone help me please. But there wasn't any sound making it through my teeth. I could see movement in motion, shadows gather around me. How could I close my eyes already closed. Eating alkaline at this time, fasting Rizzo shocking. I was stuck in a paralysis, it had me froze. It's time to shed. It's time to shed. I heard a voice in the back of my head. Rebirth, it's time to shed. It's time to shed. It's time to shed. I heard a voice in the back of my head. Rebirth, it's time to shed. I finally started waking up and coming back. I was in the opposite of state's effect. That's relaxed, I grabbed my phone and started to do research. Knowledge of what happened, I was in a lack. Insidious, the movie came direct to mind. Every time I've seen this, it was connected to what's not divine. Demons crawling forcefully, holding the body down. Ain't no point in trying to scream, you will not make a sound. Deep within, I knew I made that a reality. The all is mine, I saw it, and so shall it be. I start replacing fear with knowing universe is mental. Talking to my subconscious to wake me up in dreams. Then one day my spirit guides came in so essential. Daylight's astral playing loud in my dream helped to set me free. I'm back in paralysis laying on my couch. But this time I was calm, ready to exit out. It's time to shed. It's time to shed. I heard a voice in the back of my head. Rebirth, it's time to shed. It's time to shed. It's time to shed. I heard a voice in the back of my head. Rebirth, it's time to shed. From what I read, I need to move my arms in front of me. See a rope and pull it, separate and then release. Now I'm out, I see my house is gleaming, I accept it. Looking in the mirror, staring at my car's reflection. I was so ecstatic, flying in every direction. This was months of subconscious reprogramming and redirection. Place my thoughts in my body, wake up, that's what I did. I was reborn from that day so I could start to live.